Bandai Namco.
Oh, he stuffs him with a counter jab. Incredible performance.
Oh, I love this guy.
Back to back. I see you, Nene.
Oh my God!
Give it up for your champion.
Is this not some good ass Tekken, ladies and gentlemen?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Tekken Online Challenge. Today, the hype will come to a fever pitch as we head into our exhibition match. And of course, Botch, Spice, and Kid giving you the Tekken 7 action. And Kid, it was non-stop action yesterday, and now we're going to head into our exhibition matches. How do you feel?
Oh, dude, I'm pretty excited, and you know the amount of support that we had yesterday was insane. Very wholesome community we have, and of course, congratulations to Brand Esports' Hapon for taking it against Jules in the bracket reset.
Yeah.
But I want to know what you think about Asahina versus Playbook Esports' Kashika.
I don't know. It's old school versus new school. We talked about this off stream. We were a little bit divided here, but I'm really excited to see what happens. I do think Asahina might have a little bit of the edge here. She seems to want it more, and we talked to her. She's been putting in the work.
And by putting in the work, she did hire somebody to train with her. You know, one of them probably don't want to be disclosed, but yeah, Asahina has been training for a while, and you know she wanted to keep it off the record. But I at least want to say that she does indeed want to beat Kashika. For Kashika's case, though, it was all straight to the point. I just want to beat her, right?
True, and she's one of the Tekken OGs. I was talking to all the pro players. I was talking to Nature Lover. I was talking to Vermillion. I was talking to AK. They all know Kashika. They all know she's the queen of Philippine Tekken, and now she's here to defend her crown. Not to knock on her, I really think Asahina is going to have to put in the work and really. She's really going to be taking it rough waters. So I'm really interested how she's going to rise to the occasion. And not to mention also, for you guys who saw the bracket there, we have Coffee Prince versus Dojin after that, and Vermillion versus AK. So it's a stacked and packed day. No room for any errors now, because this is, I believe, a race to 7 or race to 5, I believe. It's going to be a long set. So I'm excited to see what's going to happen.
I think it's going to be a race to 5. Oh, there it is. Go ahead.
So here we go. Asahina.
Really strong salvo opening seconds.
Wall splat.
So nice throw.
Spider on the neck.
Man, and he's going to gain some life here. Wow. All right, Armac really in deep waters. Oh, no. Excellent throw there.
I said, you can't win. You can't lose.
Oh, fighting his way out of this corner. Oh, man.
Goes for the snake edge right there. Wasn't able to get a combo. Athena spins a little blood meter this time around. Not able to close out, and there it is.
She plays a multitude of characters, doesn't she? But she's most known for using Lily.
She's an arcade veteran here in the Philippines, so it's no surprise that she knows how to play the game itself.
She was a really strong player in ESGS just last year. Okay. This should be it. No. Oh, gets her anywhere with the mid.
Grace and Poise versus a bloodthirsty vampire. Those are the two mains that these guys pose, but rest assured that they've been training for other characters, because if you follow Asahina's stream, she has been putting in the work with other characters. I mean, I also heard Little Burbank told me Kashika has pocket characters as well. So in this type of tournament, I'm interested to know, will they go guns blazing right away or save their mains till the end?
And to the people out there who find Kashika unfamiliar, Kashika has been competing. Kashika has competed back in Rev Major, I believe it's 2018 or 17, bringing out the Lily and representing Playbook Esports. So it's really exciting to see her back in action, because I don't believe she was in the previous tournaments that big tournaments that we've had. So personally, I'm so excited to see how it goes, because you know it's been years since we've seen them both in action. But of course, before we get to anything else, we do want to thank Astro, the official headset and mix app of the Tekken Online Challenge. Guys, these headphones are wonderful. We've been using them since yesterday, and you know they never fail to amaze me. The amount of things we didn't hear outside of the headphones. Like Potch, I think you didn't hear someone outside of your house again.
I did. I never took these off. They fit snug like a glove, and I listened to some music with it. I played some Tekken with it. The audio quality is so crisp. I don't think my ears can go back to any other headphones. Thank you guys so much, Astro fam. You guys are awesome. And just as you were talking about Kashika, I think the one Rev, that if people attended that Rev, I think she fought Tanukana and she went on stage. That was an epic battle she had. She was defending the land there in Rev Major. And I bumped into her in Rev Major 2019, her and Nikki. So shout outs to those two. Yeah, she's feeling very nervous, but she doesn't want to stay in the limelight, but rest assured, she's game bred and she's ready to play.
All right. And here we are. You're going to see an interview between both of these players right now. So guys, look at this.
Medyo mataas naman yung level of confidence ko. Kasi honestly, Asahina is a new player. Kumbaga parang she hasn't spent the years I have spent playing the game.
She's one of my idols, and sometimes you wanna make your idol your rival.
My name is Kat, but I'm better known in the Tekken scene as Kashika, and I've been playing the game since 2012, I think. Nag-start ako mag-Tekken around college. I would go to Quantum or Time Zone and I would play until such a time na everyday ko na siyang ginawa, and I usually just go to places na packed with people and I would play the good guys there. My favorite moment in playing Tekken is probably the big tournaments, like fight with Tanukana on the big stage no Rev Major. It stuck with me because sobrang nervous ko. And I mean, I usually play Tekken and I'm usually not nervous. Pero when you're at the big stage, it's really a different feeling. Ma-fire pa ko siguro. I guess if it's against another girl, bihira yung babaeng sumasali ng Tekken tournaments, and pag babae din yung kalaban mo, parang, oh, sino bang mas magaling sa akin? It's female pride, and at the same time, although hindi naman girl game talaga ang Tekken.
Hi, I'm Alex Kim Gabriel, also known as Asahina, and I've been playing Tekken for 7 years, but I started taking it serious and competitive around Tekken 7 Season 2. The reason why I got into Tekken is because, first of all my friends are playing it. Why not really get into it? I like the overall aesthetic of the game, and next thing I know, I've been playing it for like 5 to 8 hours a day, and I really don't join a lot of big tournaments because I tend to get really shy. But I guess that tournament, I really gathered up the strength, and when I was told, okay, Asahina, you're gonna play on stage, and literally, I was shaking. It was very a mix of emotion. And that's why I think it's the best. And then I won. So that's my first ever stage match.
I have never played against her actually. Not yet, no. Kasi nga, I think she's basically, because she's new to the game pack.
Yeah, I really admire her. But it doesn't mean I'm gonna back down. Like I said, I'm gonna do my best.
Playing the game for 8 years, I think there are a lot of moves I can pull and she might not be familiar with it.
I know you've been around the scene for way too long, but it's okay. Here comes a new challenger, and I'm gonna challenge you. And let's see if you still got it.
Good luck to both of us, and let's do everything to prepare, and may the best girl win.
What a heated rivalry they have. May the best girl win. The queen of the Philippine Tekken scene is up for grabs. Asahina being the new challenger and Kashika defending the throne. I'm so excited to see the new school versus the old school.
Absolutely, and here we are at the poll results, and 74% of the people think Alexa Asahina is gonna take it against Kashika, with only 25% of the votes. And it looks like we already have our fan favorite here, Poch.
It seems like the fans are voting for Alexa to take this one. Probably they see more VODs of her, but even I think that she's going to take it. But I really feel like Kashika has something up her sleeve. She's like, I would say she's like the Omega Brothers. She like just wants to be in her own little corner. She does stream in secrecy. She does play those games by herself, and she also asks a couple of pro players some tips here and there. But you know what? She's playbook sponsored. She's sponsored for a reason. One of the feedback I got from shoutouts to Nature Lover is that you can never grab this girl in the game. Her reaction times are on point, and I think Alexa Asahina will be coming at this match with utmost respect. So it's going to be quite the matchup of these two.
And the fact that she has been low-key for a while means there's not much information for you to pick up on. How else are you going to train against someone that you don't even have any information on? Alexa, I don't know how many times she's fought Kashika, but it feels like she's going in blind right here. What do you think, Patch?
Yeah, I don't think they faced each other just yet, so coming in blind, both sides though. But I think Kashika does have that resource to check out, and we are starting things out. Asahina not pulling any punches, going with her main right away. Kashika going with her sub character, which is Asuka.
All right, into the Arctic Snowfall we go. I believe this is a stage select here because it doesn't have the question mark on it. So, you know, walls are going to matter here, and we don't see any walls. So let's see how pressure is going to go. I mean, it doesn't really matter if Eliza has any walls or not. Eliza will rush you down with those hotcakes. Yeah.
So that's something she has to worry for. Wow, just opening double back and forth they go. Nice restraint there from the offense from Asahina because she has to worry about those parries. And Kashika has to worry about these dark waves. And now Kashika comes out at the wrong side of a combo.
Yeah, and Asahina doesn't even want to make some space. Always throwing that dark wave, you know. Kashika, my goodness, has rage already. Asahina has to be careful. Good break on that throw.
And since this is a first to 5, you know, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. So you can start out guns blazing, but we're in this for the long haul. So we're going to find out how much tricks they have up their sleeves, what else can they throw at their opponent, and the kitchen sink. Burning down to 20 seconds, nice 3-hit combo. Asahina trying to run away with some dark waves. She is chasing down the action. Kashika has to commit to something because the clock is winding down, but not in her favor.
Alright, now 5 seconds left. Asahina with a drop kick. Kashika gets baited in. That was a really good strategy from Asahina because she basically did the Hapon strat. Get the life lead, back away, throw some dark waves, and that's that. That's the entire game plan. Good block.
Wow, excellent block. And it just shows the discipline of Asahina, but inner strength finds its mark. Kashika tried to follow up. Asahina gets herself out of that situation, but a back 3 will connect in favor of Kashika.
There was nothing Asahina could do right there. If Asahina could have just had the proper reaction, the proper inputs in, she could have just wake up DP, but then, that could have been a launch punish. Unfortunate for Asahina, but then the counter hit is going to connect. Makes up for the mistake.
Nice snake edge there by Asahina. A really great opening salvo. She really wants to be able to control the early part and put Asahina at the back foot here. Nice EXDP. Not giving her any room to breathe. Asahina's looking pretty good.
Alright, the momentum is on Asahina's side right now. Kashika interrupts in mid-air. Good block on that blow. You can really tell Asahina is fishing for a lot of these down 4s. Not a single one has been blocked by Kashika so far.
True, and now she has to worry about that back 3. She did get caught by that a couple of times. Pulls the string on the 3-hit. Failed to follow up. Kashika trying to get back in this. Nice throw escape by Asahina.
Alright, that was a bit of a floater combo. Kashika again breaking these throws. As you mentioned earlier, Potch, you cannot throw Kashika. She's been 3 out of 3 all day, and the can is going to connect. This should take the round in to a final round.
Back and forth they go. Asahina really trying to test the throw break game of Kashika, and she has been passing. Excellent opening seconds for Asahina with that dive kick.
Alright, here we go. Goes for the low option. Spends that meter. Gets the follow-up, but drops the combo. Puts Kashika lower than half health already. We are 15 seconds in. Asahina drops that combo again. Could have been a follow-up on that meter. There it is. Oh!
Watch out. Oh, nice low there again. Kashika sleeping. Asahina sleeping on her. A performance worthy of Don Argus's attention there, using Eliza. And just to tell everyone about the interview we had with Asahina, she says she really resonates with the vampire character because apparently she's a really sleepy person. And you saw it right there. At the end, she just went to sleep.
And I love that you mentioned Don Argus because she takes direct inspiration from that guy. He is considered to be the best Eliza player here in the Philippines. And if you watch previous tournaments with Don Argus in it, you can really tell that he indeed is the best Eliza out there. You know, I love the inspiration that comes out of it. You can see a bit of, risky plays right there. And Don Argus is also known for how risky he is when he goes for the EXDPs and recklessly spending that meter. And I can't really call it reckless because it works, right?
It worked. All part of the plan, kid. Anything to get that W, it worked. So let's talk about Kashika there. She, again, her throw break game was really on point. I really think it comes down to character familiarity, because how often do you run into an Eliza? And
Not much.
Not much, right? And how do you... And props to Asahina, because she said she started playing Tekken competitively around Season 2 of Tekken 7. And she picked up one of the highest execution characters in the game. So she is really loyal to this character. And kudos to her for, bringing out the main right away. That is how she respects Kashyyyka so much. Now, Kashyyyka, her main is Lily. That is her big and old reliable gun. Will she bring that out right away, or will the Asuka still work out for her?
I mean, it's still just game one. This is, after all, a first to five. The first to five, this exhibition match, Kashyyyka versus Asahina, is going to be a first to five up until Coffee Prince versus Dojin, because when it comes to AK versus Vermillion, it's going to be a first to seventh. Ooh. So, nonetheless, regardless, there's still a lot of chances to try things out. Here we go, Kashyyyka going for the all-reliable Lily.
Grace and Poise will be presented here versus a bloodthirsty vampire. Now going to Hammerhead stage, so there's gonna be walls to work with, but you got to get your wall carry game on point for you to salvage the reward of that wall damage.
And the thing about having those walls is that when you give Asahina the space that she needs and the confidence that she needs, those walls are gonna matter so much, because there's a guarantee you can hit a down forward into the DP, and it's gonna be tricky. It's gonna be tricky for Kashyyyka.
For sure. Let's see how she adjusts now. Asahina not being phased. This is Kashyyyka's old reliable gun here. Nice offense here coming from Asahina. Kashyyyka getting herself out of that situation. Nice root of evil, and throw escape defense is on point for Asahina.
Again, down 4 into another down 4. Kashyyyka has not lost a single one. Just outside of rage, spends that meter. Kashyyyka follows up with the combo. New move, by the way. Asahina carried to that wall. What could happen? Magic 4, disrespectful. How the audacity from this woman.
You know what? It worked. She caught him swinging. It's the offense. We're seeing little shades of Don Argus here with the offense that's coming out nice low there, and Asahina will be collecting a ton of damage.
Alright, here we go. Going for the Oki combo. Kashyyyka right now. Ooh, gets a 1-2 punish in. Unfortunate for Asahina. Gets the down forward 3+4 carries to the wall. My goodness.
Yep, round off opener there. But the defense from Asahina, DP to get the pressure off her. Now their life is about even, but another Magic 4 finds its mark. Catches her pressing. No, the dive kick. Look at what's happening here. Asahina still on fire. Less than 30 seconds. All Asahina 2-0 against Kashyyyka.
All planned, Potch. That was all planned. Asahina, so much on point dive kicks. Kashyyyka might need some readjustments. This is the old reliable after all. This might just come down to character or familiarity, and it's showing that she might not be too familiar with this.
True. This is a first to 5, so Asahina has to collect all the points she can. Kashyyyka has to weather out the unfamiliarity storm and just get comfy with this matchup. About to be 30 seconds on the clock. Asahina has now 1 blood meter left and still bleeding red. Nice low there, following up with a down 4. Kashyyyka's back in this.
Again, shades of Don Argus coming in from Asahina, spending that meter when nobody expects to do so. Drops that combo though, but she did deal a bit of damage in.
Yeah, spending it like nobody's gonna notice, like the first seconds of that round, and now Asahina is slowly building another meter. Kashyyyka is in the life deficit. Nice block on the root of evil. Asahina's defense has been passing the test so far.
Yeah, half health, gonna be taken to rage though. Asahina follows up with a combo. Beautiful stuff. No proper wall combo though. It's gonna be really risky. One more mix up and goes for the mid. Kashyyyka caught ducking.
Wow, Asahina has been passing the test so far, but like you said, first to 5s. It could change. The momentum could change. Kashyyyka is an OG player of the arcades. She needs to get that download on her. I think it's a great strategy for Asahina to go right away with her main. Probably the unfamiliarity is setting in, and she's really reaping the rewards of this early barrage of offense.
All right, and Kashyyyka probably has a few more chances. She needs to shake up those nerves. It's probably the nerves that that's a lot at stake right now.
For sure.
Who's gonna be may the best woman win in this case, and Asahina looks to be taking about 2 more games at this point. 3 more games, yeah.
For sure. Kashika still needs to get on the board. It's currently 2-0. She used her Asuka right away and then switched it up to Lily. At one point, we have to ask the question, when should she commit to one or the other? Because she's tried both characters that she's known for. I don't know if she has another pocket character. Should she bring that out now, though?
Oh, I believe Lily is gonna stay here. That's what I think, at least, unless, of course, she heard me. Oh, there it is.
She heard you. Lily will stay.
Yeah, because I think it just comes down to the comfort. You know, if you're gonna go down, at least you're going down with the character that you're comfortable with, and not someone that you're practicing just to beat. You know, Kashika just staying with the principles. I'm gonna stay with this character. I'm gonna try to beat you with this character. I think I just need to shake things off a bit. You know, get a bit warmed up.
Yeah, Asahina still has to be tested. Kashika's diesel engine needs to take Asahina into rough waters and try to see if she can stifle her. Because I'm sure Kashika is used to these type of matches. Nice hop kick in the opening seconds of this round.
Alright, Kashika probably saw that Asahina likes to press after down 4 and now went for the hop kick. Very risky stuff. I mean, you learn from Don Argus, I learned from myself. While standing 2, dive kick again, the pressure is on.
Wow, really trying to go for those throw breaks. Nice back turn mix up there. Collects some wall combo, gets the grab, almost done, and Kashika just needs one more poke to collect the round, and she gets it.
Very fearless from Kashika. Went for the down 3, gets blocked by Asahina, went for it again. The bravery from these two women.
Hey, if you're going to be crowned the queen of Philippine Tekken, you have to be brave. You have to have that mental fortitude. And Kashika scores another hop kick, collects it on the expense of Asahina.
And now you can see Asahina's getting away from that wall. She knows that she's gonna want to get that spend that meter in, and spend she does. Here we go. Kashika being pushed to that wall. Launch punish in. Good block by Kashika.
Man, she's getting the download. Oh, man, unfortunate there. It was off axis, less than 30 seconds left. Not being deterred. Tried to ride the wave there. Another throw escape on the side of Asahina. Kashika does smell blood. Asahina tries to retaliate. Both are red now. Who will score the Rage Drive or Rage Art first? Who will commit? Asahina does not have blood meter left, so it is a poke battle, and Kashika comes out on top.
Yeah, Kashika realized that there was no meter for Asahina to spend, so that's why she had the guts to go in and the guts to hop kick right out the bat.
Oh my god, charged it up. Asahina now had to EXDP her way out of that scenario.
And EXDP, nothing to spend anymore. Goes for the down jab into the drop kick, but can't get away from the wall. Kashika's backdashing it away. You can see she has so much health left, forcing Asahina to approach, and the neutral 3 to get it back with the no round brown. Potch, Kashika might actually be downloading Asahina as we go in the process.
This is what we were talking about. The veteran experience is coming out. Just to break down that last segment, she probably knew that Eliza's Dark Waves couldn't reach her in full screen, and tempting. You need to approach me. You need to take the fight to me. I have the higher ground. You take the fight here. And she was ready for it. She knew the resources she had. And this is what's so dangerous about Kashika. She's just getting that download, as you mentioned. And now Asahina is in deep waters.
And that's really good insight, Potch. I love that you mentioned that the Dark Wave doesn't go all the way to the other end of the screen. It only goes up to half. Compared to Geese, compared to Akuma, where it goes completely half screen. That's why they can put so much pressure onto opponents who want to approach but can't, right? Kashika had that in mind. Kashika's so smart. Asahina gonna be a bit, I feel like she's gonna struggle a bit more this time because Kashika has realized that.
I'm excited because now the gloves are off. Like this is the thick of it already. She weathered out that early storm. Now how will Asahina reply? This is how we're gonna say how much she's grown as a Tekken competitor, because usually we see best of 2, best of 3s, best of 5s. Now we're getting into the thick of first to 5s. And Asahina, again, she was labbing like crazy. So now she has to change up her strategy, since you mentioned Kashika's download is complete.
And this is the point where, you know, the first to 5 really matters. And I'm pretty surprised that Asahina picked an infinite stage, which I think really, I'm not a big fan of this decision, simply because Eliza works best with walls around, but probably the game plan is going to be get the life lead, backdash away, throw out some dark waves, and that's that. Reminiscent of game 1.
Heist of the century. That's the game plan there. I agree with you with Elisa being very effective with that wall. But let's see how this plan comes to fruition for Asahina. Wow, damaging start for Asahina.
Asahina's been catching Kashika with these neutral floors, and it's been working out so well, so I don't really blame her for spamming the hell out of that move. Pop kick again. I don't blame Kashika either for just doing that, because Asahina's been pressing so many buttons.
True. If it works, just keep going for it. If you have that read on your opponent, if it's effective, go for it. Nice sidestep there to avoid the round off.
Oh, finally gets another grab in. Try to go for the tech trap, but Asahina too smart for that. Misses that drop kick, but spends the EXDP, but interrupts it in the mid. So fortunate. The audacity.
Yes, the audacity. We're bringing back the word of the day, and that's the audacity on these women. They're really challenging each other. Kashika gets the float, and now continues the combo. Infinite stage, lot of room for these two to work with.
And I think the issue here comes from the fact that Kashika likes to press buttons even when she doesn't need to. Asahina does a 1-2, which is only, I believe, -1, -2, but still gives her room to do a magic 4. Kashika needs to realize this so she can readjust to how Asahina is playing.
And that was an excellent sequence for Asahina, getting her out of that back turn stance with that down 1. Kashika now is in the red, spends the EX meter early on, and it is back and forth.
And I'm reminding everyone to look at the lower right hand of the screen. There is one stack of meter already. Goes to the EXDP, but doesn't follow up the combo. No meter to spend there. That could have been a follow-up. But there it is, the first grab to ever catch Kashika in this set.
Asahina's got to feel proud about that, because she's slowly chipping away at the defense of Kashika, but now getting that perfect. Another vote of confidence for Asahina.
That was a good answer to back turn stance, because the back turn stance causes a lot of mix-up potential for Kashika, but Asahina answered with a down forward force. That was a pretty smart decision.
Now Thorn Whips are coming in. She's got to be careful, but Asahina finding her opening and making sure it counts.
Kashika might not want to keep going for the hop kick, but gets caught by the second hit of the DP dive kick. Here we go. Asahina still has a meter to spend. One more mix-up could do it. Goes for the low option, and there it is, the guaranteed. Asahina with 3 sets ahead of Kashika already.
Ferocious salvo there, ending salvo by Asahina. Did you see how she rode that wave? And she's just like, all right, you know what? Let's just go for broke. Let's just go take the fight to Kashika. So now it just shows she could like change up her timing. I love how she was able to get Lily out of the back turn mix-ups. She was getting eaten a lot by as you mentioned, the magic 4s have been a success for Asahina. Now, what do you think Kashika should be doing? Because it's now 3-1.
Oh, this is pretty difficult. I believe Kashika, this is just my personal opinion, I think Kashika needs to play a bit more patient, because she's been pressing the buttons all day, every day. And Asahina's been taking advantage of that. Even when you're -1, you're -2, Asahina's pressing 1-2, she still has a chance to go for a Magic 4 or any EXDP, and that's been the death of Kashika for a while now. Kashika just needs to play a bit more patient, so let her aggression be the death of her.
Ooh, that's a good way of looking at it, because we see shades of Don Argus, and we saw how in Don Argus's play, if for those of you at home, he answers it with more aggression, and the way people counter that is let the aggression ride out that early storm. And Kashika has found success in that, but so far it's been Asahina all the way, because she's able to change things up. So now I'm really interested to see how she'll be able to adjust, because that veteran experience is going to be able to kick in for her to be able to change up her strategy and change up her timing for this to be a close game.
And if you guys have been watching yesterday in the Tekken Online Challenge Philippines, it was Maru versus Gogoy, and we all know Gogoy as the guy who's so aggressive, right? And you saw Maru back dashing away. He didn't really need to do anything. He let Gogoy do what he wanted and just let the whips kill Gogoy himself. That's it. That was the entire strat for Maru. That's simple yet so difficult to execute. I think Kashika needs to apply the same strategy.
True, because if you fight fire and fire, one of you is going to get burnt, and it might not be the result you want. So far, it's been Asahina 3-1. Kashika needs to come up with something to be able to solve this problem that is the vampire.
Now here we are at the Cave of Enlightenment. Kashika also probably realized that the problem was the infinite stage. Asahina was so comfortable in that specific scenario. Now we are 10 seconds in, Pokefest coming in hot.
Wow, okay, they switch sides, and Asahina finding the 2-hit launch there. The balcony is over. Wow, look, Asahina, again, excellent defense, and Kashika trying to take advantage of the balcony. Finds it. Oh, wow, almost there. Back turn low. Gets the wall combo. One more will do it with the EXDP. Shifting sides, but oh my god!
Back turn throw punch. That was a back turn throw. That was so smart. Kashika was tech rolling away while Asahina was in a proper position to actually catch her in a tech trap, but went instead for a throw. That was so smart from Asahina.
Asahina is ready. That sequence was masterful, and now you see that Kashika trying to avoid the dark waves, trying to choose her approach. I do believe Kashika does have the life lead. Whoa! They both crushed that, the low and the high. Now blocks coming out, still feeling each other out. Nobody is near that balcony, but look at that, the running offense there from Asahina.
And here we go. Kashika again gets caught by so many things. Presses the Rage Art. Is this gonna hit? It will. It's not gonna kill Asahina, but it will dish out a ton of damage. This will put Asahina in an advantage though because she has Rage. Good follow-up. Asahina did not expect another low.
Wow, 2 lows there. Be very careful because Asahina does have 1 blood meter to use. Gets him while on the ground. Back turn. Again, Asahina's just stuffing any of the back turn options that Kashika has.
Alright, I think it's safe for us to explain that this might be not the EXDP but the Don Argus DP. Asahina again building up another bar of meter. Now that's 2 meters. Kashika has so much to think about already. Is this going to be another combo? Yes, it will. Asahina's probably going to take this one out from Kashika, and Kashika's in so much big trouble. Oh!
Wow, almost done. But look at that. Kashika Signs of Life finds the balcony, and there is a floor break if she's going to use it. No, goes for the wall. Breaks the floor, not quite. Oh, wow, unfortunate there. Asahina being able to pick up the pieces from that scramble.
Alright, she's potentially one round away until taking this 4th set. Asahina right now looking so hot. Kashika gets blocked, gets stuck, but gets a proper punish in. My goodness, Kashika's on fire already today, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep, there's the floor break. That's what she needed. Continues the combo. One more would do it. Gets the perfect. Kashika's still back in this. That veteran experience is coming in handy.
The 7 golden letters looking like the crown, ladies and gentlemen. Kashika, though, still 1 game in. No duck on that sequence. Here we go. Asahina again with the aggression.
Oh, man. I really think if you take out the names, I think it's Don Argus that's playing. The shades of Don Argus that you see. And now, again, just testing the defense of Asahina, DP, right in the mids here. But it seems like Kashika's the aggressor, but Asahina going to make her pay with that EXDP. Ducks in her face. 30 seconds left. Kashika has to pick her shots wisely.
And Asahina is comfortable in the situation. 25 seconds left. Gets caught for the down forward. 3+4. Here we go. What are we going to see this time? The wall will interrupt, but the Matterhorn will whiff in the midst of everything, and Asahina will take game number 4. Is it number 4 or number 5?
4. It's number... Oh, wait. It's 5. No, number 5.
It's 5, yeah. It's this game number 5, and she's 1 entire set away from taking it against Kashika. Poch, what do you think Kashika needs to do?
Man, she cannot afford any more mistakes. I think that she has to calculate that the mistakes that she's been making, which is, as you mentioned, maybe she should make the aggression. She should turn the aggression in her favor. Like, be the matador with that bull. Don't rush in head on. Be able to set up these traps. We've seen moderate success there, but it just seems like Asahina's offense seems a little overwhelming for Kashika. Again, kudos to Asahina putting in the work. You see that she's able to change things up. Don Argus is a proud Eliza user. I'm pretty sure if he's watching this, he's probably giving his Don Argus rushdown thumbs up approval.
You could probably imagine Don Argus folding his both of his arms and laughing, laughing his butt off. Proud dad. He's a proud dad. But Asahina still has one set left. In this one set, so many things can happen. Kashika has a chance still. But the stakes are going to be much higher. The pressure is on, Punch.
Yeah, she can't afford any mistakes. As you mentioned, the stakes are high. The crown is on the line. Asahina sees it glowing right in front of her, and it's right there for the taking. Now we're going to Sook. Let's see if this will be the last stage, or will Kashika still stay alive in this competition?
Alright, this is probably the smallest stage in the game, ladies and gentlemen. Asahina might take this to her own advantage. Kashika, though, also very beneficial for Lily, mind you.
True. Actually, it seems like it was Asahina that wanted the real estate to move around, and it was Kashika that was very playful with the wall. So let's see if this stage would actually give her that buff, and let's see if she can maneuver her way around the real estate.
Here we go. Dark Wave interrupts in the middle of a string from Kashika. Down 4 again. Not a single block coming in from Kashika.
Nice backdash there. Again, testing the waters with her defense. Goes for the Root of Evil and goes for another grab. Excellent sequence for Kashika. Thorn Whip testing the low blocks of Asahina.
And this is really good for Kashika because whenever she would go for a back turn, Asahina has an answer already with a down jab. That is one of the advantages that these 2D characters have, interrupting when they shouldn't be. Since they aren't exactly working like actual Tekken characters, the 3D ones, they have the down jabs into the follow-up. So this is an advantage in terms of character for Asahina.
True. Asahina making sure that the properties work in her advantage, gets the splat, continues the combo, and builds the blood meter. Spends it right away. Kashika gonna make sure she tries to get herself out of that situation. Slides on her. Root of Evil once again checking the toes of Eliza.
So disrespectful coming from Asahina. Magic 4 in the transition of the back turn at the EX VP. The Don Argus VP just takes it again from Kashika.
Don Argus special served up for Kashika. Now Kashika collecting herself a bit of life advantage here. Catches her while she was waking up. Asahina very disciplined, poking her way out of that situation, and now gets the side splat realignment. Asahina's on fire.
The dive kicks again, they are deceptively plus hot. Asahina would try to bait Kashika in with these dive kicks, and Kashika would press a button. That's the unfamiliarity of the frame this time. Kashika breaks that throw. Good reaction.
Yeah, Asahina is in the red line. Oh, Kashika going with her own special. Close out that round. One more round would do it to keep her alive in this competition, kid.
Oh, Matterhorn, that was so unfortunate. Asahina didn't get the punish in, but will make up for it in another combo. Here we go. Big damage coming in from Asahina.
Asahina spending the meter right away, making quick work out of this third round. Low parry. All things coming up, Asahina.
Kashika probably made every single bad decision there, and this could potentially be the set taker for Asahina. One more momentum chase from Kashika. Can she get it?
Oh, spends the blood meter right away, but Asahina collects herself a magic 4 in the process. Kashika's got to be very wary of the resources that's slowly dwindling, which is her life.
Oh, there it is. That should be it, Pot. Oh, but the side roll will save his life. What's it going to be? And there it is. The dive kick to take it all. Asahina goes to sleep with 5 sets in her hands. Kashika with only 1.
5-1, ladies and gentlemen. New School takes the crown for Philippine Tekken Queen. My gosh, what an intense matchup. Asahina was ready. Her Eliza was so on point, it could make Don Argus cry.
The future is now. That's like what I like to call it. But again, congratulations to Asahina. She can finally shake those nerves off and say, I beat Kashika. And this is also like one of the most disrespectful playstyle that I've ever seen from Asahina. Although she respects Kashika that much, I'm pretty sure they're gonna have like a fun time when they see each other after all these trying times. You know?
For sure.
I wish we saw this in person. I just wish.
Yeah, and shout outs to Kashika as well. She really turned up. She's a feared and known player here in the Philippines, representing the women in the Tekken scene. And now it just shows that Asahina, really belongs in the scene, and now she's taking the helm here. Because again, it was a very intense match, and you saw that Asahina took Kashika very seriously, and she really prepared for the Lily and the Asuka matchup. Even though, like you say, it was very disrespectful, the aggression was the keys to victory for Asahina.
And the representation is also what matters. Now, these two have fought valiantly, and I'm pretty sure they have inspired multiple women in the community to step up and say that you guys aren't the only ones who can be good at Tekken. We can also be too. So very, very good stuff. But guys, before we move on to Dojin versus Coffee Prince, we're going to be taking a short break. But when we come back, the rivalry will come at us. Stay tuned.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, with the competitors of what we just witnessed. Please show some love to Asahina and Kashika. Round of applause. Thank you, ladies, so much for giving us one heck of a match.
Thank you. Thank you.
So let's talk about it. Did anything surprise you guys in the matchup? Let's start with Kashika. Was there anything that surprised you with Asahina's gameplay?
I'd say everything surprised me. Like half the time I didn't even know what was happening, and mostly I didn't figure that she'd be this good. Actually.
Wow.
Thank you.
How about you, Asahina? I mean, coming from your idol, that must mean a lot, right?
Yeah, it is. And I actually, like the night before, pinanood ko yung I watched her previous video. And I, like some of the moves I knew she was gonna do, like the down, back, B+4, into a slide. That's a Kashika staple. I called it the Kashika move. And I stole that from her when I picked up Lily. And I kept getting hit by it. And I'm like, I knew she was gonna do that after. Come on, Alexa.
Wow. Hey, but Asahina, it seems like you really did your homework. So it really showed in that type of matchup. So, Kid, do you want to...
Oh yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, I was still thinking about the match. Kashika, I do have a question for you. You've been keeping it on the down low. You've been keeping it low key for a while, and I haven't really heard from you. Have you been training for this specific matchup, or did you want to figure it out on the fly?
It depends. Is anyone gonna check my skills? I actually played for a few hours now for the past 2 weeks because, medyo hectic. But I also did my homework. I watched a few videos and about Asahina and all of the status I could find online, which is plenty, I guess. But then again, I guess the reflexes are slow, and at the time I was panicking, so yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Man.
And Asahina, I know that means a lot coming from your idol,
Yes.
And I know you've also been training for quite some time already. Tell us, what was your thought process? Have you been feeling more pressure than usual, or what?
Actually, kasi after the Rev Majors, I actually really started to pick out Tekken. So I'm fairly new, especially with Eliza. And I'm not very proud of that clip. I'm gonna be honest. I was spamming, I was very spammy. I was very.
It worked. I was casting with Steve.
Yeah, and it works. But this time around, I know Kashika is not someone you can just win cheaply. Because I know I'm not gonna win cheap. I know I'm like my dive kick into a grab would not work on her. And it doesn't help that at the loading screen I saw her countering throw S. I'm like, okay. And then I started to just keeping my distance because I play a lot of Lily, and whenever I use Lily, I go up against like Geese. I hate it when Geese keeps his distance and just try to repuken me and stuff like that. So parang ako, I'm gonna try to play time as much as I can. And I was really nervous. Like I was really nervous. So
I actually wish the camera was on you so like the crowd could see how you guys are reacting.
That would not be cute. That would not be cute.
All right, let's shift gears here. Kashika, I want to ask now that the dust has kind of settled in this matchup. Will you want to run things back? Will you want to be able to just try to get another shot at Alexa?
I plan to, yeah. Actually, mag-start na ako mag-ulit. I really miss playing. Actually, guys, parang sore loser ka na. I can't play because of all these excuses and shit. Pero, I started also, nag-start na ako ng sarili kong page and like that.
Nice.
So, I plan to play like really soon.
Okay, Alexa, yeah, you kind of lit the fire in her for it to keep playing. So that's awesome. I can't wait to see that more Kashika. And Alexa, I have to ask you, how much was Don Argus an inspiration? Because when we were watching, we were like thinking, man, her aggression is so, it's very unique. And another Eliza player is Don Argus. What did he inspire you in any way to like get that aggressive?
Yes, because when I started learning Eliza, I watched a lot of videos internationally, and you know I want to support local, so I asked around who is the Eliza tunay na Eliza ng PH, and ang dami nagsabi sa akin, Don Argus, you can watch him sa nationals, the nationals. That's what I did, and further, what's the time na nag-stream din siya sa Facebook game, and I lurk. I'm a lurker.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Actually, for those of you who don't know tunay na Eliza, it's the one true Eliza for those international fans out there. Now, before we settle things, Kashika, Alexa, do you guys want to say anything to each other before when the dust settles? Any words for each other before we wrap things up? Let's start with Kashika.
It was really nice playing with you, although natatawa and nervous pero at the same time because I didn't know what was happening. But it was a really nice experience. I think parang welcome back ako.
Yeah.
Hey, so for those of you out there that, Kashika wants to welcome Alexa in the scene. She was quite nervous when she was playing, but stay tuned for more Kashika content because that's something I'm looking forward to as well. Alexa, anything you want to say to your idol here?
Definitely, Kashika is one of the OG. I followed her even before I started playing Tekken because I wanted to check out who's the girls in the scene to watch out for, and I really, really admire her. Oh my god, I'm gonna sound like a super fangirling here, pero I've seen her playing Glorieta back then. I've seen her playing Trinoma a lot of times, and I think in Mega Mall too. Yeah, it was such a ang gandang experience for me. It's such a really good experience to go up against one of the OGs, and I really wanted to win. Because she paved the way for Filipino girls that they can. But here's the thing, if I were to ask who I wanted to fight, a female player, I would definitely off the bat I would choose her. Siya talaga. And at that fight, I didn't want them to look at the fight na parang this is two girls fighting. I don't want that. I want people watching and saying these are two strong players fighting and showing up. And if there's anything that I wish the viewers get from this is sana mas madami pang girls or to play and compete more kasi ang daming alam ko na intimidate and stuff like that, and I want you guys to come out and show up in your local tourneys.
I'm sure you guys are paving the way for women everywhere, not just in the Philippines, but everywhere in general. Before we close things out, any shout outs you want to give out? You guys have the floor. Where can they follow you? How can they support? Kashika, let's start with you.
I recently put up my Facebook page. I don't even remember the link yet. But I'm sorry.
I think it's Kashika. Yeah, it's just Kashika.
I think it's Kashika. I saw it.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
So do follow her there.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. When you want to give thanks to or any other shout outs?
Of course, I want to shout a big shout out to my coach, Typhoon. He's not here with me right now, sadly. I wish he was here with me. Pero big shout out to him. He's in Batangas right now. My coach, he trained me through Discord. Imagine through Discord.
Wow.
It's like, it's been rough, but it paid off. And I also want to shout out, I almost said that Bisaya word I'm not supposed to. But shout out to Chongi Bear and Kuya Ryan. And to Dojin, they're gonna come up next, and
Right.
it's gonna be a really big fight as well. And to Kashika, thank you. You're such a big inspiration. You don't even know, legit. So yeah, thank you. GG's.
GG's to everyone. I'm so excited for the next match, but I'm also excited if you guys would ever face off again. So ladies and gentlemen, that was Asahina and Kashika. Please show them your love and support. They just showed up in this first to 5. Kid, man, that was amazing. I love how they were very professional about it and how they were able to show up.
I do want to see that run back. I
do too.
I know that feeling of I know the feeling of losing and then wanting your revenge right away. It ignites the fire in you to compete again. I've been there. I still haven't reached my goal, and I love that fighting spirit. And for sure in due time.
In due time,
Kashika is gonna improve. Kashika's gonna steamroll everybody, and same for Alexa, and I'm pretty excited to see that run back.
Yeah, it builds good stories, and hey, it makes excellent Tekken content. As Alexa said, and just for you guys to know everything up to date when it comes to Tekken, do follow us on social media. That's BNE Esports on Twitter and YouTube. We also have Tekken on Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook. Please follow those social media handles for everything related in Tekken.
All right, so there it is, you guys. You just saw Alexa Asahina versus Kashika. We're going to be proceeding to our next first to 5 set. I know you guys have been waiting for this. These two, at one point they couldn't stand each other.
Ooh, the rivalry. We got Dojin versus Coffee Prince. I'm so excited for that to happen next. But in the meantime, I believe we'll be taking a very short break. After that, we will build up this match even more. Guys, please don't go anywhere. The rivalry will be back. Welcome back to the Tekken 7 Online Challenge. Bart, Spice, and Kid going through these exhibition matches was intense. 2 queens face it out, but now 2 kings are about to square off. But before anything else, big shout outs to Bud Light. Be sure to check out the VODs from past tournaments of the Bud Light Beer League featuring Tekken. You can catch it at twitch.tv/Bud Light. Kid, you know what? I'm so excited for this next match. I mean, you know, Alexa, shout out to Alexa and Kashika. They warmed this up for a rivalry. This one is a rivalry.
It really is. And you know, Kashika even wants a run back, you know, 5-1. That's not a good way to go out, man. Let's go. Let's get that run back in. But right now we are focusing on one of the Philippines' FGC most heated rivalry ever.
Yeah.
Guys, so take a look at this hype video real quick. We'll be right back shortly.
Going up against Playbook's Dojin, who we just saw earlier.
Yeah, we saw Dojin play earlier. He's been playing really well.
Yep, that's gonna hurt. Tries to shine his shoes once again. Okay, low to the mid.
Ooh, counter hit.
Man.
Gets the combo here. Should be able to get some decent wall carry. 2 cancels. This is a mix-up. Big one. What's gonna happen?
Oh my god! Crazy combo. But then again, Coffee Prince has his own. Yep, back again. Oh, counter hit back one. To the wall. Massage. Getting all those hits in. Okay. Oh, nice drive. Combo right, and he's definitely gonna win. Oh! Wow! This is it. All part of the plan, Pika. All part of the plan.
Mocha Dojin versus the Brawler. We're reliving this rivalry. It got to the point that these two could... God, I got choked up thinking about it. The rivalry is that intense. It got to the point where whenever they'd face off in tournament, people would crowd around just to see the results of this match. It's gonna be a heated one, Kid.
Absolutely. And you know, whenever these two would fight head on in a tournament or whatever, every single person in the room would stop what they're doing just to see how this match would turn out. And completely, I understand. I get where it's coming from. These two have been heated so badly in, you know, in the history. But before we get into more of that, we do want to give a special shout out to Astro Gaming, the official headset and mix-up of Tekken Online Challenge. And this year, we've extended our partnership and products to casters. That's us. Every caster of the Tekken Online Challenge is using the special edition of Astro TR main stage headset to bring the hype to those at home. Yo, shout out to Astro for their innovative designs and always supporting the FGC. Much love to the Astro family. Guys, you won't regret it. These things, pretty good.
Pretty darn good. 5 stars in my book. So, speaking of 5 stars, I think this matchup is a 5-star match in the making. Because we have Coffee Royalty, Coffee Prince, a known and feared player, up against Dojin. Now, we've been talking about the rivalry. I'm pretty sure people that have been there have seen the heat that these guys bring in. It's friendly competition turns into personal stuff, and I think they've squashed it before, but we're reliving that here today. We're gonna see them square off. We did see Dojin as the final boss yesterday in the Tekken Online Challenge tournament. He did have to face up on, but now has to face his demon.
And you know, the last time that these two probably talked to each other was years and years ago, and you know, they couldn't stand each other. Although I think they might have already settled up, but you know, it never really runs out. It never really.
Well, I think that the most they talk is professional, because they always obviously run into tournaments. They're in the same league, so they exchange pleasantries here, professionalism. But right now, they have the spotlight to squash that beef once again. First to 5, all on the line. Let's see who will come out on top. Will it be Coffee Royalty or will it be Dojin? Let's find out in this interview.
Siguro kung merong isang Filipino Tekken player ulit na gusto kong makalaban, siguro si Dojin.
With my past experiences, I am pretty sure that I have the upper hand against Coffee Prince. Hi, my name is Andre Albar. My in-game name is Dojin. I am from Playbook Esports, the Philippines, and I am 22 years old. And I started playing competitive Tekken back in 2012. The most memorable competition that I have attended was Southeast Asian Games 2019. That is actually the first time for esports to be included in SEA Games. And one of those is Tekken. For me, I really appreciate them considering Tekken to be a actual sport.
My name is Jeffrey Gonzalez, IGN name Copy Prince. I started playing Tekken since 2008. Sumasali ako sa mga tournaments kasi nag-enjoy ako habang naglalaro. And then at the same time, doon mo kasi matetest yung skills mo kung nasaan ka na level ng paglalaro ng Tekken. Kasi kung halimbawa lagi ka nakakapasok sa mga top 8, lagi ka nagka-qualify, doon mo ma-assess yung sarili mo kung nag-i-improve ka ba or hindi. So kung ano ba yung mga missing or ano ba yung dapat kong i-improve.
My way of preparation for this matchup is I will ask my friends to play with me using Coffee Prince's characters. So that way I'll have an idea how to deal with them.
Yung huli naming paglalaban, that was the National Season 2 playoffs. Nanalo ko sa kanya, score is 3-2. So kaya gusto ko siyang makalaban ulit para ma-test ko rin and ma-prove ko na hindi chamba siguro yung pagkakapanalo ko.
For every loss or defeat that I receive, it motivates me and inspires me to do better and perform very well.
Alam naman ng karamihan na halos lahat ng character pwede niyang gamitin. So, hindi ko ma-predict kung ano specifically yung aralin ko na possible na magamit niya.
Coffee Prince is considered the best team fox player in the Philippines, and he is also a top contender in tournaments and competitions in international.
Galingan niya sa laban namin and gagalingan ko rin para maging maganda yung laban namin.
I hope we could give the audience a good show and let us do our best and perform good.
Magiging prediction ko sa laban namin, close fight pa rin. It could be 5-4 in my favor or 5-3 pag sinuwerte.
My predicted score for our exhibition match is 4-5. Good luck and may the best man win.
Kid, you saw the fire in their eyes. You saw the fire in their eyes. There was fire in their eyes.
I saw some hatred. I saw some hatred.
We're just trying to build it up for you guys. But you know what? The competition is real. Those guys have been going back and forth in tournaments, and now they're going to go first to 5, and we're going to see who will be the best man, pound for pound, between these two, Coffee Royalty or Mocha Dojin. I'm really excited because we did get a sneak peek of Mocha Dojin, and here are the results. It is Dojin by a landslide, almost 90%. But you know what, Coffee Prince? Every dog has its day. You know, any given Sunday, he could get him. And he did mention in their last meeting, it was 3-2.
Mm-hmm. And mind you, despite the heated rivalry that these two have, Coffee Prince still acknowledges the fact that Dojin really is a strong player. He said 5-4 or 5-3 if I'm lucky.
Mm-hmm.
That statement alone is acknowledgement that Dojin really is a great player. And he also mentioned that everybody knows that Dojin can play every single character in the game at a high level, whereas Dojin only mentioned that he's considered the best Team Fox in the Philippines.
Mm-hmm.
So mind you, Poch, again, we've mentioned this time and time again. We have no idea how to predict Dojin. We have no idea what character he's going to use.
Right, and when it comes to the rivalry, yes, it's very heated. Yes, it's the tension is high, but rest assured, these two players respect each other, because you can't come in this like thinking that it's a 5-0, it's all this. These two players know the constant threat that presents itself in this matchup, and we are about to start this first to 5. People at home, make some noise for who you think is gonna take it.
Let's go. Here we go. What? All right.
Okay. With Coffee Prince, very interesting, because I have seen it. We have seen a bit of his Fakumram. Dojin with the Negan to start things up. You know what? At this point, I'm not even surprised. I don't know who shrieked back there. Please keep it down. I gotta cast this match. Thank you.
into the Vermillion gates as well. Probably one of the most aesthetically pleasing stages of all time, you know, in Tekken history. Here we go. Dojin also not a stranger to the Negan. He has brought it out in professional playing before. Copy Prince the same. But this is the first Fakum round that we've seen since yesterday, Poch.
Right, that is true. The first Fakumram in the Tekken Online Challenge for the Philippines. How crazy is that? And we could say the same thing for Negan.
Also, Negan, man, I love how he just taunts his opponents right away. This is really reminiscent of the rivalry. Here we go. Copy Prince starts off at a counter hit 5 seconds in.
And now Dojin realizing he's a constant threat because Copy Prince can boast the range of Fakumram.
And Dojin is also no slouch. Well, duh. I mean, Negan has that range as well, considering his legs and also his bat. So, Copy Prince might have the proper, advantage when it comes to range. But here we go to the wall.
The Blood Moon the Rage Drive gets spent, and now Copy Prince will be in the red. Can he spend it just in time? Copy Prince is so close, and he's able to eke that one out. Copy Prince barely with enough life to get that first round.
And normally, these players would stop hitting each other while they finish that round, but Copy Prince just ran him over. You know he's into this. He's so into this round. He wants to win this for his pride.
True, and man, Fakumram is a beast. The mix-up machine coming into, just approaching. Nice soccer kit. Gets the sidewall, tries to continue the offense. Dojin is in the red. He does have access to the drive, spends it for the plus frames. They trade in favor of Dojin.
And Copy Prince right now really abusing the 1-2-1 string of Fakumram. Since it's safe, he can just abuse it and maybe get a counter hit. And Dojin with a down forward 2 goes for one of the most innovative combos I've ever seen in Season 4.
Yep, Blood Moon Launcher goes for the low. Watch out, nice duck on the unblockable. Gets some plus frames. Dojin doing a lot of work with this very thirsty Vampire Bat.
Here we go. Copy Prince up against the breakable wall. This should be it. Dojin is going to take this back, and Copy Prince going to have to think about that one. That is a guaranteed good sir. Dojin on the board.
That probably got Copy Prince's attention. Not out of the woods just yet. Lets it rip, and he is collecting the damage of this combo.
Copy Prince not getting up right away, but he will get punished so heavily for it. Dojin almost got him with that wall combo, but the delayed hop kick, the audacity.
It is now the final round. Who will take the first round? Copy Prince starting strong with a defensive low parry. And now Fakumram is no stranger to the wall and wants to get him there, but Dojin finding his way out of that situation.
Copy Prince pressing a lot of buttons. Good throw break. Still very awake is Copy Prince. Sidestep into that guaranteed? No, he does not. Copy Prince still under a lot of pressure. He's up against the wall. What's he going to do? This is a mix-up spot. Here we go.
Oh my gosh. Dojin is playing his own brand of Tekken. Copy Prince, though, finding an opening. Hits him off the ground. Oh, wow. Excellent movement from Dojin. And he strikes first blood. 1-0.
All right, Copy Prince might have made a little mistake there. When he ran up to Dojin, he was already tech rolling, and then when he was tech rolling, he sidestepped immediately. That's the common strat. When you see a opponent running right at you, you sidestep in order to negate all the mix-ups, and Dojin did exactly that, coming back 3 straight rounds.
Wow, that's insane. And again, you can't fall asleep on the wheel in Tekken. You can't fall asleep on the wheel against Dojin. It looked like Copy Prince was going to take the first set easy, but then just coming back, Dojin with his own brand of Tekken, be able to, you said, have his own innovative combo there and collecting all the plus frames. And Negan being an underrepresented character in the Tekken Online Challenge, as well as Fakumram, but I'm pretty sure a lot of people kind of lab the matchup because he is one of the highest picked characters in competitive Tekken.
Omega Pika, actually the brother of Jules yesterday who got second place, Omega Pika actually did emphasize the strength of Negan. He has good lows, he has good pokes, his legs are long, maybe as long as Huarang's, so it has considerable reach, this considerable range, and with that bat, some things can't be parried. So Dojin might actually have a bit of an advantage here, but this is Fakumram that we're talking about. Now, Poch, I love that you mentioned Dojin has his own brand of Tekken, because we mentioned also yesterday that if you want to learn Tekken, don't learn it from Dojin, because he has a mind of his own. He doesn't play Tekken
He plays the person in front of him, which is Coffee Prince. For you to be able to counter Dojin, look past the character and try to play his version of Tekken and try to change it to your advantage. And that is what Coffee Prince has to do. Big, arduous task ahead. And I have to say, are we going to be able to see a bit of unfamiliarity on Coffee Prince's side? Because if we bring it back to Kashika versus Asahina, she was a little startled with the representation of Eliza. So Coffee Prince has to do some quick math to understand the plus frames of Negan, because we barely see him in competitive play.
And that unfamiliarity doesn't even come close to Fakumram, because he's a top tier character, considered one of the strongest tier in Tekken 7 ever since his release. So people, you know for sure that he's been labbed constantly. Coffee Prince gets whiff punished, Dojin awake as ever.
True, but okay, Coffee Prince signs of life. Nice wake up there. And now, bolstering some rage, Coffee Prince has to be very careful with his approach here, because Dojin, this is what he wants. He wants all the cards in his favor, and he wants to be able to just slowly pick them apart, but Coffee Prince will not go down quietly.
Alright, now, be very, very careful though. Coffee Prince does have access to rage right now, and here it is. I do believe the names are switched, ladies and gentlemen. God will fix that up for us. Down forward 2 at the start of the game. Here we go to the wall.
Dojin not allowing Coffee Prince to get at that sweet spot range of Fakumram, and still taking the fight to him. Gonna collect a lot of damage, and he could just choose to chill out here because he is holding all the cards, but no. Back to the head gives him the 7 golden letters.
Dojin realizes that Coffee Prince presses so much buttons on Wake Up that he just went for the back 1+2. So smart coming in from Dojin. Coffee Prince struggling just a little bit on when he should press and when he should not.
Watch out!
Dojin with the setup. The unblockable. Coffee Prince couldn't do a single thing because the unblockable was coming in.
Catches him off timing. Dojin again living rent-free in Coffee Prince's head. But look at this. Excellent salvo here from Coffee Prince. Catches him moving. Is this going to be it for Coffee Prince? It might just be.
Quick second game we have over here at Potch. Dojin had the right read again. Coffee Prince might have to make a few adjustments because he's been again pressing more and more buttons. Dojin has him on the palm of his hand.
This is Dojin's game plan. This is the game plan he wants to employ. He wants to be able to figure out your timing, figure out your options, and make it work against you. You mentioned that Coffee Prince does like pressing buttons on Wake Up. Dojin, again, a download machine, probably scouted that out early on, and now he's using it to his advantage. What do you think Coffee Prince has to do to change the tides here?
Personally, I think he needs to fight with the psychological warfare that he's put in right now by Dojin. First of all, he's using Negan. He's using one of the characters that have the most annoying intros ever. And also, you know, the win pose. That's, you know, you gotta fight that out. You gotta shake that off. And at this point, I think Coffee Prince is playing to win. He's not exactly playing in the comfort of his own character, Steve Fox. You know, it's not. It doesn't always matter if you wanna win the game. You always gotta feel like you're comfortable in this matchup. You gotta shake those things up. I think that's what Coffee Prince needs to do. That's
true, because you know what? It's Steve Fox that brought him to the dance. It was that character that brought him so much success, and he has grabbed the Ring of Power with Leroy and Fakumram. But you know what? This is Dojin. He understands the characters. He understands the player as well, and he's using that to his advantage. Now, how will he be able to change things up? He is going with a Leroy Smith.
Oh, he's playing to win. No, he's not playing to win, but he's playing to not lose, and that's exactly what Coffee Prince is doing right now. Again, the Leroy pick, probably one of the strongest character releases ever in the history of Tekken. Let's see how Dojin pits against this, because a couple of Leroys have had his number for a while.
True, and one of them actually is Coffee Prince's Leroy, so maybe he tried the waters out a little bit with the Fakumram, but he probably has a solution here, because he does boast a really dominant Leroy when push comes to shove. And I agree with this pick. He needs to put some points on the board here, because it's going to be hard to come back 3-0.
Here we go, Howard Estate. A lot of potential for combo videos here. Good punish, 1-2-4 from Coffee Prince, but presses. Dojin is so brave yet again with these power crush.
It's the mad genius that is Dojin. It doesn't make sense, but in Dojin's, the way Dojin executes it, it just does, kid.
And Copy Prince catches him with a back four. Oh, is that a back four? I'm not entirely sure, but back three. That's a back three. Okay, back three.
Right.
Dojin, lower than half health. Copy Prince does have the life steal.
And now 30 seconds left on the clock. Now Coffee Prince interrupting. Dojin, though, gets the wall splat. Tried to follow up. And now Coffee Prince, excellent movement to just stay away from range. The back 1+2 connects in favor of Coffee Prince. Gets 1 round on the board.
You know what would have been worse for Dojin if Coffee Prince ended that with a rage art, just to let him know. Back 4 connects. Is he going to connect to the tatami wall? Yes, we will. But he drops it at the very last moment. The side wall will save his life. Back 1.
Ooh, excellent offensive start for Coffee Prince, but Dojin, again, he does have that late rally in him. He's generating a lot of damage, so Coffee Prince cannot fall asleep here. He has to be able to capitalize on the momentum he's gained early on. Marching Band, another one.
There's punish coming in from Dojin, and there it is. Coffee Prince yet again getting caught in the mix of everything. Takes it back immediately.
Yeah, the volume of damage that Dojin and the momentum that he actually gains, he's not letting go of it. Coffee Prince, just when you think he's about to score a round, Dojin just comes back out of nowhere. And right now, dominant first 15 seconds on Dojin's part.
Alright, that could have been a really good punish, but Coffee Prince lower than half health right now. 20 seconds have been spent. Dojin maintaining his spacing. Just backing away, backdash and backdash. Coffee Prince is trying to look for an opening, trying to look for these tech traps as well. But the thing is, this is Dojin we're talking about. He's not just going to fall for everything. Coffee Prince, there it is.
Rising punish there from Dojin. And just like that, the Leroy pick is being put to the test now. Coffee Prince has to put some rounds on the board to stay alive because Dojin is ferocious now.
Here we go. The momentum gonna come in. Dojin is just steamrolling Coffee Prince with health bit by bit. Orbital into back 1+2. Here we go. Coffee Prince might be on the board this time. Drops the last part of the combo.
No more tatami walls to work with, so that was quite a stretch. Oh, Blood Moon to launch Dojin. All things Dojin now. Things are looking up for him.
It's been 3-0, Fudge. It's been 3-0 so far. Dojin is on a rampage right now. Coffee Prince needs to find an answer. He doesn't want to end this beef with a 5-0. He's got to at least go out with a bang. Fudge, do you think he should just go for the Steve?
I think he might have to. He might have to go for a character that he has to lock with throughout this entire first to 5. Again, he did mention he's lucky 5-3. So could this be the Steve pick that we're looking for, and he'll be able to just dominate with Dojin through? Because in the last meeting they had, he used Steve and he was able to beat known players like Vermillion in that various tournament that I believe we casted. So I think he's got to throw the meta out the door and go for the comfort pick. Go for the character that brought him here, and that's Steve Fox.
And speaking of known players that Coffee Prince has beaten already, mind you, one of them is Kodans, probably the best Devil Jin in the world. And this dude is also the Tekken World Tour champion. Mind you, he almost beat him. He took it to a game 3 with a double Luigi. Guys, that says a lot about the kind of player that you are. Comfort is the key here.
Especially in first to 5s. And Dojin seems to be having all the answers to the questions that are being posed. And now our question's going to be answered, still sticking with the Leroy, but going to Arctic Snowfall though. And this is a stage comfort pick. He loves this stage when push comes to shove. So let's see if it's effective against Negan.
All right. Infinite stage here. Coffee Prince probably wants to move around, not very comfortable with walls around his back. You know, Dojin, scary guy, I tell you.
I mean, scary doesn't cut it, kid. If you're against him in a first to 5, you best be praying.
Absolutely. Here we go.
Actually, that's the way I look at Negan is the way I see Dojin right now. He's just a constant threat, and let's see how Coffee Prince will be able to deal with that.
You know, every time people would fight Dojin, I hope they're wearing the brown pants, because apparently Dojin just makes you, you know,
exactly. Number 2. There it is. So Coffee Prince just pokes right away, but Dojin just, answering back in the poke department here. Nice throw escape. Coffee Prince needs to find his timing. Back fork will connect. And now Dojin still changing up his timing for Coffee Prince to second guess anything he throws out. Dojin collects a launcher.
Alright, now here we go. Coffee Prince is put in rage again, but how can he use it? He's trying to parry Dojin, but again, Dojin is in a world of his own. He has his own Tekken playstyle. You do not learn from this guy, and you gotta know how. You gotta figure out how this guy plays. Coffee Prince is obviously struggling with that. Finally, this is the first ever launcher that we've seen from Coffee Prince.
Nice biting Dragon Ender. Significant life lead, but we saw in the Howard Estate that Dojin does have that comeback factor, and could that be it? Coffee Prince now very defensive, not making sure that his shots will count.
Look at this. He's already coming back from it. Both players just outside of rage this time. Now Coffee Prince has the life lead. Now Dojin has the life lead. Both players right now at so much risk to get demolished. But the rage drive from Coffee Prince, the blue stuff, is going to get interrupted by Dojin.
Shut down Dojin. Pretty dominant with a capital D. Coffee Prince trying to set up for that orbital. Dojin again just changing up his timing, not allowing Coffee Prince to gain any advantage whatsoever. And now Intimidation stands in. Coffee Prince has to be very careful with the options that'll come out of that.
My goodness, Dojin really is intimidating him outside and inside of the game. Down 2 whips, and Dojin counters with a down forward 2 whiff punish. Coffee Prince right now is flustered, Botch.
Yeah, flustered is the right word, how Coffee Prince is feeling. And now 2 hit to seal the deal. Dojin, again, there is a method to his madness. He has been putting rounds on the board with this Negan. Coffee Prince is in a world of trouble here. He needs to stay alive. He needs to find a solution. We haven't seen any other character from Dojin yet. It's always been Negan.
Yeah, and man, this really shows the character expertise and Moku Dojin, as what we all would like to call it. This dude can bring any character onto the table and play it at a high level. At this point though, Coffee Prince, he has one chance left to switch his character. Is it going to be Fakuram again? Is it going to be Leroy? Who knows? We haven't seen a Steve. He is considered the best Steve in the Philippines. But is he going to put that to the test?
That's a good question, because again, he's got to. I really think Dojin is in his head right now. Dojin is living in Coffee Prince's head rent free right now, because he is intimidating him for him to pick his comfort pick, which is Steve. He's going with the Fakrams, he's going with the Leroys, and now they haven't been that effective. He's got to go back to the drawing board and find a solution if he wants to stay alive. No more room for error in this competition, because, man, Dojin has been running away with it.
Yeah, it doesn't even seem like he's running away with it. He's just walking away with it while Coffee Prince crawls, and my goodness, he's so dominant in this first to 5. He only needs to win one more game. And Coffee Prince, what could the answer be?
That's I'm biting my nails right now to find out who the answer would be. We're still committing to the Leroy, now changing stage up in random. But yo, kid, he has to stick with this character. 5 wins. He has to do that. Big hill to climb for Coffee Prince.
Absolutely, Potch. And Coffee Prince, he can only pray and hope that he gets all the answers that he's looking for right now, and this is his very last chance into the arena.
Oh, here we go. All eyes are on Coffee Prince, how he's going to approach this matchup. Dojin answers back now, completes a 3-hit string. Coffee Prince finds the Hermit launch here.
Oh, he misses the screw part of the combo though, but he does put a considerable amount of damage onto Dojin. Ooh, missed the whiff punish chance, but Dojin is up against the wall though. The pressure could be on. Good break on that throw.
Oh, nice interrupt there, and Coffee Prince rallying back. This could be the life resurgence he's looking for. Tremor punches there to just pop off just a little bit. Dojin making him realize, you know what, you're not out of the woods yet, sir.
Alright, here we go. You can see Dojin movement and movement after movement after movement. You can see him sidestep and block and then poke at the same time. Copy Prince, so far, he's been trying to find an answer for this by going for back 3, but it's just not catching Dojin.
He's winning a lot in the stand-up department. Again, mistimed parry there. Dojin did not press any buttons. He's so disciplined because he knows he's up against a Leroy. I'm pretty sure he allowed this matchup. Oh, rising punish there from Dojin.
Alright, I'm trying to go for the setup right there. Dojin does not have access to rage. Copy Prince has that extra damage bonus since he is in rage with the first health sweep we've seen. Copy Prince feeling a bit more comfortable. Dojin is pushed to that wall. What is he gonna do?
Oh, wow, drive for drive. Oh, the back four misses. What is he gonna do? Nice punish. Oh, the Hermit gets canceled. Dojin answers back with another round.
Right now, Dojin staying alive here, but Copy Prince still has so much to do, pressing buttons again.
And look at that, half lifespan. Oh, correct me, kid, because now it's more than half life. And Copy Prince is in huge trouble because Dojin, one more poke away, one more combo away for him to secure this third round.
Oh, the health sweep block as well, have saw it from a mile away. Dojin is one round away from taking it against Copy Prince and feeding him to the zombies. That is the launcher, my friend.
Wow, Copy Prince is in a world of trouble. So far, Dojin not giving him any room to breathe. Big low again, intimidation to another low. Copy Prince fighting for his life, does have rage, does have the game. Will spend it. Now Dojin has one thing less to worry about. Does have the wall. Copy Prince still fighting for his life. The parry is mistimed. Dojin just needs two more hits to go.
He's trying to shank him. He's looking for the shank. Dojin wants to finish this off with a bang, and that bang is a knife.
True.
Very, very careful. There it is. The whiff onto that orbital from the sidestep, and Dojin takes it with a quick 5-0.
That Dojin just showed us like what he's all about. He finished that first to 5 with ease, kid. With ease. Man, again, that was quite dominant, and we've been seeing dominant performance so far. It's quite unfortunate for Copy Prince, but you gotta give it up to Dojin. He was ready for his Leroy, he was ready for his Fakamram, and it just shows, ladies and gentlemen, that Dojin is a scary competitor. Even in a first to 5, he only used one character. He didn't even bring out anyone else.
And, you know, this rivalry's probably settled already, burying the hatchet. Dojin really showing us how much of a fearsome competitor he is. He does well in Philippine tournaments. He does well in international tournaments. And guys, I'm reminding all of you that this is one of the star players here in the Philippines, along with AK and Maru. Guys, give it up for Dojin, but also valiant effort for Copy Prince.
One of the top players here in the Philippines. You got to give props to Copy Prince because Dojin took him very seriously in this matchup. He did have a ferocious start, but it just seemed like Dojin was so prepared. So give it up for both these players in this matchup because they really poured their heart in there. And you said that, yeah, we did bury the hatchet in that rivalry, but we're going to talk to them in just a bit, ladies and gentlemen. We're just going to take a very short break, but when we return, we're going to talk to Copy Prince and Dojin. Don't go anywhere. And we're back here at the Tekken Online Challenge, Botch, Spice, and Kid. But now with the competitors, between that heated matchup, it was Dojin and Copy Prince. Say what's up to everyone, you guys.
Hi everyone. Thank you for watching.
Thank you. So, quite an intense match. Did anything surprise you in that matchup? Copy Prince, let's start with you.
Yes, sa akin sobrang na-surprise ako kasi hindi ko na-expect na magninigan siya, and wala akong nakakalaban ng mga nigan for the past tournaments. So ayun, na-surprise ako sa ginamit ni Dre.
Okay, so for those of you watching at home, let me translate that. So he was very surprised with the matchup, with the Negan matchup, because he hasn't faced that much Negans. I don't think. Have you faced Dojin's Negan ever, Coffee Prince?
Not yet. I think even in the
Oh.
nationals.
Okay, wow. So Dojin had that up his sleeve. Yes, kid, go for it.
I got a question for Dojin real quick though. Dojin, of course, this isn't the first time that you played Negan. We've seen it in the past couple of tournaments that we've been in. I do want to ask you, did you expect that Coffee Prince would not go for Steve, or were you prepared for anything?
For the first two matches, I was actually surprised because he used Vacuum Ram, but I was really expecting Coffee Prince to use Leroy or Steve. But yeah, I think he is also focusing on Vacuum Ram right now, and his Vacuum Ram and Leroy is definitely strong.
For sure. Going back to Coffee Prince, yes, you did a lot of damage with the Leroy and Fakum Ram in previous tournaments. Was there a strategy for you not to bring out Steve? Because a lot of people, me and Kid, were expecting a Steve to come out.
Yes, actually, because I haven't played Steve since the nationals season finale, so I've been focusing on Fakuram and Leroy lately. So that's why hindi ko siya ginamit yung Steve.
Okay, so that's why he wasn't able to use. That's why he didn't bring out the Steve just yet. So I have to ask you guys now: would you want to run it back, or are we burying the hatchet here in the rivalry? Let's hear from Dojin. Would you want to go another first to 5 in the Tekken Online Challenge maybe next year? Hopefully, we'll call the action. But yeah, go ahead.
Sure, why not? But also, it's an opportunity for us, not only for me, but also for Coffee Prince to show the world that
Beautiful.
what we got and how the Filipino Tekken players play.
Coffee Prince, would you want to run it back?
Yep,
Maybe with the Steve?
definitely.
Oh,
Okay, let's go. And I do want to see like a virtual handshake, you know. 'Cause but yeah, this is very reminiscent of like what we saw back in Rev Major, 2017, where Nee and JDCR shook hands for the first time in years. So I'm really happy to see the both of you, bury that hatchet already. And I hope to see a run back Coffee Prince take it. Maybe Coffee Prince will take it next year. Maybe Dojin is gonna come close this time. There's so much that we don't know yet.
Yeah. So now, as we wrap things up, Coffee Prince and Dojin, is there anything you guys want to say to each other? Let's start with Coffee Prince. Any message
To Dojin. Good game. So, nabigyan ako ng opportunity na mag-aral ng paano lumaban ng Negan. So, paghandaan ko siya in the next tournament.
Okay, so Coffee Prince said that he's given an opportunity to understand Negan, and now he'll come back better than ever. Dojin, is there anything you want to say to Coffee Prince?
First of all, Coffee Prince, I would like to say good games. We definitely had a good game. And also, I'm really thankful and grateful to experience not only your Leroy, but also your Pokemon. Because to everyone, Coffee Prince is arguably probably one of the best Leroys in the Philippines. So getting an experience from him is definitely something to look forward to.
Tunay na Leroy. One true Leroy, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe Coffee Prince. Lastly, any shout-outs you guys want to give out? Where can they find you on social media if they want to support you? The floor is yours. Let's start with Coffee Prince.
Yeah, first of all, I'd like to thank Bandai Namco for inviting me for this exhibition match, and to all the people behind this. Great job, everyone. So you may look for me on Twitter, Copylicious14. Thank you guys, and shout outs to Kevin for Mando for helping me set up this.
Rock and roll. There you go. Dojin, how about you?
I would like to thank Bandai Namco Esports, Tenno Media, Astro for giving me the opportunity to be the final boss yesterday, and also including me here at the exhibition match. Also, Astro's headset.
Right. right?
are dope.
Right.
They're so dope. And also, shout outs to Playbook and Laos of the group. I really appreciate your support and I'm really grateful. And
Awesome.
to all my friends and families, hello.
Great stuff, you guys. Thank you guys so much for giving us an awesome match, and I'm sure you guys paved the way for more Tekken players out there. So thank you so much, Coffee Prince and Dojin. Kid, what an amazing match we just saw between Coffee Prince and Dojin. That is the second exhibition match of the day, but we got one more.
We have one more. The match that probably a lot of people have been waiting for, and I'm almost speechless, Watch. We have Playbook Esports AK versus...
Oh, you're pointing to me.
Oh,
Playbook
yes.
Esports. I'm sorry, I was just waiting, anticipation. We got Signal Ultra's Vermillion. We got to work on our timing there, but I will make sure that'll happen because it's going to be one intense match, ladies and gentlemen. And now, not a first to 5, but a first to 7. My gosh, I'm so excited, but right now we got to take a very short break. Right after that, we're going to start the matchup. But first, before that, we got to follow Tekken on social media here. You got BNE Esports on Twitter and YouTube. Also on Twitter, you got Tekken, Twitch, and Facebook. Do follow all these social media handles because you don't want to miss anything related to Tekken.
Right, guys, so we're going to be taking a short break, but when we come back, the fated AK versus Vermillion will happen. Stay tuned.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
バンダイナムコ。
Unknown soul. So my talisman led me to you. Disciple of darkness, you would do well to fear my shadow. I am the lightning that strikes down evil! Come! I shall vanquish the evils of the ages.
Kunimitsu.
怪盗国光参上です。母の名にかけて覚悟。手加減はしません。しいですね。行きます。燃え尽きなさい。案外簡単でしたね。
And that was a look at some of the amazing projects happening at Bandai Namco Entertainment this year. I'm so excited, but I'm so excited for this next match that's going to happen in the Tekken Online Challenge. Before we get to that, got to give a big, powerful shout out to Bud Light. Be sure to check out the VODs from past tournaments of the Bud Light Beer League featuring Tekken. Y'all can catch that at twitch.tv/Bud Light. Botch Spice and Kid giving you the Tekken action. Kid, how can we hype up this match even more?
Oh boy, let me tell you. Let's start with Vermillion, all right? Vermillion. This dude was the last standing Filipino in Red Major 2019. You know, but he lasted until top 16 until John Ding was the one to finally eliminate him. And you know what? That says a lot. Having to have a pro player get you out of the tournament. You know what? Stop it. Your reign stops here. You know.
True, and AK, he's a household name. No two letters in the English alphabet strikes fear in the Tekken community more than AK. He's grabbed so much wins across here and across the globe. He's made waves. He's probably one of the biggest players, if not the biggest player here in the Philippines, and they're gonna square off in a first to 7. This is Tekken 7. We gotta end in a bang here, the Tekken Online Challenge for the Philippines. And you know what? I believe like we're about to see a hype package come up, and that's definitely going to just paint a bigger picture. So let's check that one out.
Prodigal son from the Philippines. AK has beat some of the best players in the world, some of the best Brian players in the world as well.
For the whip punch, but the combo gonna drop there.
Off
Maxes will do it again.
Is he gonna adjust this time? Position there from AK.
Yo, next wall.
One more time.
Let's go. AK with the round lead here. Very successful for him.
Nice. He gets the splat there.
The second in the race.
Is that gonna be enough though?
Not the wall.
Woo!
Oh my God.
He tried to sight.
Delayed. Roll over. Got the get up kick. AK surfboard on this man.
Into the slide, and he's
do another one.
Oh my God!
Oh my God! You're a psychic, Mark. The wall break. Ba-ba!
AK guaranteeing himself.
Wow!
Top 2.
Going up again, Vermillion from the Philippines. Vermillion the chameleon, because he can't change it up.
Now in range. Oh, and the tsunami kick.
Exactly. That's the chameleon I'm talking about. That's the chameleon blood in it.
Yes.
Going up, going down.
Look at the damage. Oh my damn. Again?
I'm so excited. You saw the multitude of opponents AK faced, and you saw how Vermillion just rocks that Dojin.
And man, there is nothing else for us to say about AK other than putting attention to the Filipino Tekken community, because he got the second place in Evo Japan. Just that makes it a threat to everybody else in the world how much of a threat Filipino Tekken is. And Vermillion, he's yet to get that attention internationally, but man, when he gets the chance, you guys are gonna see how much he wrecks the entire competition.
So just a big shout out to the Astro fam, ladies and gentlemen. Astro Gaming is back for another year supporting the Tekken Online Challenge as the official headset and mix amp. This year, Astro Gaming will be providing top 3 open event champions with Astro products and custom merchandise. Guys, these headsets are amazing. Please do support the Astro fam. They are awesome. I can't begin to describe how awesome these headsets are.
Yeah, the support that these guys gave,
We're next door. Me and Kid, we can't even hear each other. Kid, you there?
Yeah. Was that you?
I don't know. Noise canceling. Amazing stuff. So thank you, Astro. Awesome product.
Thank you so much, guys. The support that you guys give to the FGC is, immeasurable. Thank you so much. Thank you.
So as you mentioned, AK, second place Evo Japan. I think it was 2018. That was in recent years. And the lone Filipino in Rev Major, John Ding, sent him home. He made it that far, and I'm so excited to see these guys square off. So let's actually get into the meat and potatoes of this. We have an interview video. Let's check that one out.
Nakita mo nahihirapan ako mag-Tagalog. Ganyan din ang mangyari sa'yo, mahihirapan ka.
Naalala ko, parang lamang ako. My name is Alexander Gabriel Oliveres. My in-game name is PBAK. I'm 19 years old. I'm an esports athlete. Nag-start po ako maglaro ng Tekken nung 4 years old ako. Yun, iniiwan po ako nun sa arcade, tapos naglalaro po ako. Tapos nung 9 years old ako, 10 years old, doon ako nag-start mag-compete. Hindi ko rin alam na dumating na yung time na nananalo na ako ng mga tournaments. Pinakamalaki kong achievement sa ibang bansa nun, na nag-third place ako sa Korea. After nun, dumating na yung mga sponsors, dumating na yung mga invitations. Yung most memorable defeat ko, yung sa SEA Games. Kasi di ba nagkatapat po kami ni Kuya Andre, so isang bansa lang yung i-represent namin eh. Dapat magkakampi kami, di ba? Dapat hindi kami nagkatapat. So yun po yung panalo na ayoko, yung panalo na talo kami.
Hi, my name is Rafael Cueva. Nickname is L. My gamer tag is Vermillion. I play for Signal Ultra. I've been playing Tekken for 20 years, probably, around that mark. First tournament I joined went really bad. The night before that tournament, my only preparation was memorizing the 10-hit combo. And I kind of learned a little bit from there that, I can't win with scrubby tactics like this. So kind of gave me a reality check that I have to learn more things and get better. Last year at Rev Major, I was the last Pinoy standing in that tournament. It was an international tournament, big event here in the Philippines. Tekken kind of ignited my competitive spirit back when I was a kid. The whole high and thrill of competing in high stakes when everyone's watching and cheering for you and stuff. But I also feel like I've gotten a little too far to turn back now, so I really want to take it as further and keep setting my goals higher and higher.
Nafe-feel ko po about sa matchup namin, pantay. And for sure, panigurado, mabibigyan namin ng magandang laro, magandang match yung viewers.
I'd like to believe that I've had enough tournament experience against him already. Yeah, I guess I have a clear plan on how to deal with his playstyle.
Di ko na kasi binibilang, pero based naman sa experience, saka sa naalala ko, parang lamang ako.
AK's been really consistent in winning a lot of tournaments, but there are times where we end up meeting in some, like the Nationals, and I do end up taking him out. You can definitely say I'm excited and looking forward to the 1-7 format.
Madalas pag naglalaro kami, laging clutch, laging dikit, tapos ayun, nauuna lang ako minsan sa galaw. Nakikita ko sa kanya na pag mga long sets, dun lumalabas yung laro ni Kuya El. Parang nakikita niya agad kung ano yung mga mali ng ginagawa ng opponents niya. So, maninibago ako kasi, ayun, laro niya laro niya yung gantong setting na matagalan. Adjust na lang siguro ako na nandun na sa mismong laro. Feel ko 6-7 or 7-6 man. Depende na yun sa final set talaga kung sino yung mananalo sa amin. Abangan nyo na lang kung ano mangyayari. For sure, clutch yun. Baka ma-feel nyo na mapatayo kayo sa mga upuan nyo, di ba?
I'm gonna let it go all the way to 7-6. I just want it to be as exciting as it can be for the fans and show everyone why we love the game. There's a lot of crazier moments that can happen, and yes, I do have the advantage in longer sets.
Last message ko kay Vermillion, sorry.
Boom, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Two of them are all revved up and ready to go, and I'm so excited to be calling that match because, as well as what happened yesterday, you know what, Vermillion did get third place in the Tekken Online Challenge for the Philippines, and AK again being upsetted by Bruisemaker. So these guys have a point to prove, and they want to be able to showcase their skill here in the Tekken Online Challenge.
Yeah, and here we are at the poll. It's not quite close, but there it is. AK with 68% of the votes, while Vermillion has 31. Poch, let me know what you think.
Yeah, I mean, AK did say it, like in tournament meetings, AK feels and knows that he has the advantage, but right now, it's 1-7, and he said it as well as Vermillion. They acknowledged Vermillion has the advantage in longer sets. We've seen some blowouts today. I feel like this match might actually go the distance, and I hope everyone's ready to see that because these guys have prepared for each other.
Yeah, not to mention in an interview, Vermillion did mention that he has a clear game plan against AK and how to deal with his playstyle. So let's hope that he gets to put that to the test here in that 1-7. Mind you, the circumstances in this set will favor Vermillion in the long.
That's true. And when it comes to longer sets, AK is really dominant, especially with his Shaheen. Are we going to see the Shaheen first, or is he going to save it for later? Because we know that he bolsters other characters such as Akuma, such as Geese. But now we're going to find out as we head into our first match, kid.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, again, we are reminding you that this is a 1-7, and AK gonna start off with the Akuma, and Vermillion means business, going straight ahead to Devil Jin.
He means business. He wants to be able to warm up that Devil Jin, and he wants that Devil gene to be fed to any of characters AK is going to present, but he's starting out with the big dog here, Akuma. We saw how dangerous his Akuma was on stream yesterday, and I'm sure Vermillion has prepared for this matchup.
All right, fitting stage for a Devil, and also you know, Akuma, Demon himself. Let's see how things are gonna go. AK, of course, this is his feeling out process character. If Akuma or any other character that he chose doesn't work, he's gonna switch back to Shaheen eventually, the character that he's primarily known for.
So far, back and forth they go. No one has the real estate advantage just yet. AK still working on that. Vermillion just backing off ever so slightly. An excellent Wraith Kick, nice steel pedal follow-up. And now the damage is going back and forth. The power crushes, the cancels on AK. He wants to be able to dictate this dance.
This is a really good game plan for Vermillion because whenever a Hadouken would be blocked, it can be punished by back 1-2. -12, that's the Wraith Kick, that's a guaranteed, and there it is, the broken plate thrown at AK.
And it just shows that these two have a lot to prove because they want to be able to, well, showcase what they got, since yesterday the spotlight wasn't really on them. And now this is their chance to be able to prove to everyone, prove to the world what Philippine Tekken is all about and what they are all about.
Oh, very good block, but the sidewall saves AK's life right there. Vermillion hoping to get out of that situation, but AK is the one on the unfortunate side of things. Piston Squad almost connects, but Vermillion crushes it.
Wow, these Wraith Kicks are doing a lot of work for Vermillion. And now Vermillion in the life lead. Wow, he was able to nullify that with that jump in. Oh, Tatsu just to carry him, spends the bar to complete that combo. AK on the board.
And that's going to matter a lot because, again, Akuma has gone through many different nerfs. The amount of bar that you can get for you to be able to spend it is going to matter so much. AK with the Piston Squad to end that combo. What a very innovative kind of combo from AK.
Yeah, he's very creative. And AK has to be very creative and economical when he has to use this bar, because this is Vermillion. Nice Wraith Kicks. Oh, charges it up, but AK practicing some movement, gets the side splat, readjusts accordingly, but another side splat does save Vermillion's life. Goes for the demon. Enough time to jump? Not quite, though.
I don't think that... Okay, I'm not entirely sure if AK's game plan was, I'm gonna let him Wraith Kick me, and then he won't have enough time to jump away from my Wrath of the Raging Demon. So that was pretty smart from AK, but Vermillion catches him out of the air, falls with a combo.
Again, this is a marathon, not a sprint. Vermillion's got to shake up those cobwebs. Even though that round did not go in his favor, he will have to try to come back at this.
Alright, AK trying to catch him with the tech trap again, running one. Vermillion catches him with a demon paw. Here we go.
And now AK is near that wall. Again, these Wraith Kicks have been finding its target. Tried to go for that delayed cop kick. The 1-1-2, the 3-hit combo. 3-piece with Soda. Vermillion came to fight.
Alright, here we go. This is game one and we're already at the final round. The first health sweep we've seen in this game, ladies and gentlemen. AK pushed to that wall. The heaven denied. That chokeslam from hell up against that wall. Demon flip mix-ups coming in, but Vermillion again, so patient.
That dog. AK tried charging up. Vermillion had it scouted nice while rising 2 there. Vermillion now back against the wall. AK jumps in on him, and slowly he's building that bar, and he is burning red.
Alright, now this doesn't look good for AK. Vermillion does have the life advantage again. He does have one stick of butter, but that one stick of butter won't be spent. Back 1-2 to finish things off, and Vermillion finishes strong in game 1.
Wow. So just as you mentioned, it's just the first game and we're already at the final round. We did see that with Coffee Prince versus Dojin, but you saw how Dojin was able to run away with that momentum. AK cannot falter. He needs to be able to come back from this and shake out those cobwebs and shake the nerves away to try and slay and exercise this devil.
Again, anything that's not Shaheen is AK's feeling out process character. If it does not work out, he will switch back to Shaheen. Although, we have been seeing many different strategies from AK in the past few tournaments that we've casted in Punch. The question is now, is he going to switch back to a different feeling out character, or will he stick with the Akuma?
Well, it's first to 7, so he does have breathing room to let the Akuma work. Like you said, final round, that's what this match was able to reach. So the Akuma was effective. Maybe he'll try to change up the real estate, try to change up the stage first. Then if that doesn't work, he has old reliable Shaheen just in case.
Absolutely. Again, guys, the Shaheen that AK is most well known for, the character that brought him to second place in Evo Japan, giving attention to the Filipino Tekken community. And here we go, Howard Estate. Now, I'm reminding everybody out there, whenever AK loses a game, he switches to Howard Estate no matter what the character, and it has been proven effective.
Yeah, I really think Geese Howard should charge AK for rent. He's been using his stage for so long. Come on. If you know AK, he loses, doesn't change character, as you mentioned, goes to Howard Estate right away. He's got to pay for these tatami walls. They're pretty expensive.
I mean, Akuma, he migrates a lot. He's many different games already, but here we go. Vermillion starts things off with healthy.
Early seconds, and he has the advantage, breaking that tatami wall, goes for the lasers. Interesting setup, keeping AK in this corner. Wow, look at that. Make sure you get the electric in and ducks the high there.
The aneurysm punch, although it did connect to Vermillion, the electric does have fast recovery. Ladies and gentlemen, Vermillion takes that one on the board.
Yeah, the execution on this man is no joke. So is AK as well. Both using Akuma, he has a pretty high execution barrier.
Here we go. Now, Vermillion. You've seen Vermillion in many different matches already, and you see how aggressive he can get. But right now, I think this is the game plan that he's telling us about how to fight AK. AK pressed the button on that second hit on the health chip, the Wraith kick. It's been making numbers on AK already.
Yep. Wow, Samsara to close out that second round. Are you kidding me? Vermillion is on fire, and this is what AK has to be able to, just weather out the early storm, because Vermillion, again, he needs to get a feel of him before the Shaheen comes out.
And this is really bad for AK because, again, Vermillion is good in long sets, but if you give him the advantage already in the first few sets, that's not good news.
Another Samsara finds a target. Look at the movement from Vermillion. Now it's AK who has to fight his way outside of that tatami wall. Nice blocks from Vermillion, just slowing down the pace of his offense as the clock winds down under 30 seconds.
And you guys can notice that AK, he would sidestep left this time, but Vermillion is so patient with his health sweeps and whatever move he tries to do. AK tries to mix it up, but then again, here we go, down 3. This should be it. Wrath of the Raging Demon to finish it off, and they can finally on the board.
Yeah, this is better experience from AK. Was unshaken by the life deficit he had. Was able to find an opening, and he was able to run away with it. Still alive in round number 3, heading into round number 4 now.
Here we go, looking for that back 2, but still AK getting caught by a lot of these Wraith kicks. Oh, he's so lucky that Vermillion whipped that, but still, he gets caught by the wall standing 2. Here we go to the wall. There's going to be a lot of damage, not putting AK in range though. There he is.
Things are coming up. Vermillion, high volume of offense, and it pays off for Vermillion. He's up by 2, kid, and I'm actually getting a little concerned from AK because, as you mentioned, we did give the edge to Vermillion in longer sets, and he seems to be dominating this early part. Again, never say never. We're still a race to 7, but you know what? In this marathon, Vermillion's up by 2.
Again, guys, Vermillion is no slouch. Although he did not make as much international presence being known, he does have the skill to take down the gods here in the Philippines. The big question here is, will AK, make a stand and stand up against Vermillion and go pick Shaheen?
And you told me a very interesting story about him in Bacolod. You told me he was banned from tournaments. Shine some light on that.
From what I heard, Vermillion was banned from a couple of tournaments in Bacolod, his hometown, right? And for the reason being he was too good. So Vermillion, having no other choice, he had to resort to online. So he was called the online warrior, the online god for a while. That's why you can see a lot of 400k points. 400k points on Devil Jin,
That's a problem, but I see it as a good problem because you're too good for our tournaments. You're the final boss in this tournament. That just shows how scary Vermillion is. We call him the Visayan Super Saiyan. I think he's leveled up. I think he's the Visayan Supernova because he's been making a name for himself this year. And here he's trying to work on 3-0ing Dojin in this next matchup. But we're going to see a lore match. Devil Jin versus Kazumi. We've seen AK use the Kazumi, another feeling out character, so still hasn't reached that point where he has to bring out the big guns, the real final boss on AK's part.
And with the amount of experience that Vermillion gathered in Bacolod, he did travel to different places here in the Philippines just to participate in tournaments. But here we go, we're focusing on AK right now with the character switch. Now, I would understand why he chose Kazumi here, because he wants that movement. He wants the sidestep potential just to dodge those here. There we go.
It's happening, and now Vermillion just catches him with a launcher there. You saw how he was able to just pressure him towards that wall with that diamond flash. Oh my god, Vermillion just hitting him with another electric.
Alright, laser scraper again. Now you can see Vermillion, although Vermillion did not, spam a lot of laser scraper. Oh, what a block!
Wow.
Amazing!
You were saying?
Okay. I was saying, like, Vermillion didn't use a lot of laser scrapers in game 1 and 2. That's because Akuma doesn't really have that much good sidestep ability. But this time, he's using it a lot more against AK because he's using a movement-based character.
Boom. Great insight, kid. And Vermillion seems to be paying off with that strategy. AK, you saw how he was sidestepping to the left and just trying to avoid the tools of Vermillion, but he gets caught once again. Vermillion showing how he's so dominant in long sets, and he needs one more hit just to do it, to seal the deal in that second and in the second round.
So smart. AK had that fear in him that he might get blocked again, but Vermillion also smart that, you know what, I put fear into AK. I'm gonna let him do the hop kick and I'm gonna punish him. Here we go, Vermillion. You know that he's confident, but he starts wave dashing in your face.
True, but we've seen time and time again how AK is able to instill that kind of fear in Vermillion just to second guess his offense. But right now it seems like Vermillion is ready for the matchup. And now he is slowly stalking his prey, AK, making sure his shots would count. Remember, he has that diamond flash loaded just for him to push Vermillion towards that wall.
We're already 30 seconds in, and look at the amount of health that hasn't been taken away from both of these guys. Down forward one has been abused by AK, but still Vermillion's defense is so good. The game plan is showing.
Very true. AK now in the life deficit as the clock winds down. Not going for big hits. 1-1-2 will connect. Going for a charge up, but AK using his sidestep there. Goes for the lows from Fearless Warrior. One more hit would do it. Wow, just runs away. He's gonna time scam.
Alright, very smart decision making from AK. He knows that Vermillion has put fear into him, but he's showing that he's fearless, ladies and gentlemen. Good block on the low. AK got the reactions, the young man reaction.
No, very true. Okay, gets the real estate advantage here, pushing Vermillion towards that wall. Stature smash, and now excellent wake-up option there by Vermillion.
Alright, now AK again, now he's the one being pushed away from the wall. The Wraith Kick again, abused from Vermillion. -7, ladies and gentlemen. 35 seconds left. Good break on that throw. No, he ducked that throw. Now, what's he gonna do? AK is trying to get away from the wall. You can see him sidestep.
Oh, wow. He was able to find him there with that knee. Gonna find the wall once again. And Kazumi, wall is her best friend, especially with that tiger.
Yeah, especially. And AK right now bringing it back 2 rounds straight already. Vermillion not going for the rest of the tsunami kick, but wow! Down back 2, already knocks down in this new patch. This is really good for Vermillion. AK right now still trying to open his defense up.
Look at these pokes. AK is winning in the poke department. Vermillion just swinging for the fences, trying to go for something big. But look at the movement! The movement from AK. Vermillion has to be wary, and that probably got his attention. He's got to throw out more options for AK to nullify the movement.
And this is exactly why Vermillion hasn't been throwing out any health creep. It's because AK can move around comfortably with the character that he has, but the rage drop is going to be spent. We're going to be seeing a wall, but not enough to kill AK. One more hit, the broken plate. 3-0 so far against AK. Vermillion coming up strong.
But AK is slowly gaining his momentum. That Kazumi matchup was too close for comfort, and that got Vermillion's attention. He's got to change up the strategy because AK was at the cusp of getting one match in. I understand it's 7, it's race to 7, but you can't give AK any momentum because he will take that and he will instill the fear of God in you.
But again, this is what Vermillion mentioned. He's much better in longer sets, but if you give him the first 3 sets already, then you're gonna have to make a decision that I should pick my final boss already. AK should switch things up and switch his game plan because Vermillion already has his number. Although he does get 2 rounds afterwards, it's almost as if it's mercy, you know?
Ooh, that's very true. Are we gonna see that? Because I think it just seems like Vermillion's confidence now seems unshaken. Unless AK brings out the Shaheen, then we'll be able to see. But the Howard Estate is still up for grabs. Is he going to go for that with Kazumi now?
That is the big question until we see the loading screen, and here we go. Howard Estate going to be picked out by AK. Now, AK, with this decision making, we can tell already that he's comfortable with the Kazumi pick because of the movement that she provides to AK, and also with the Howard Estate, this is home court advantage.
True. So this is a very important round for AK because this seems to be his second to the last character because he's gonna have to gamble all in Shaheen. Wow, monstrous start for Vermillion with that electric.
Do so much as with a jab in front of Vermillion, and you can see the electric already just connecting onto AK. Now Vermillion with a low parry of offense is on his side, and he goes for the rest of the string. AK caught pressing with the 7 golden letters. Vermillion making a statement.
Vermillion's got to write a check to Geese Howard because it seems like this is his house now. AK needs to find an opening and try to gain back the momentum he has lost. Nice block on the low to Tsunami kicks. Vermillion's defense is unquestionable.
1-1 into 1-1-2 answer from AK again. Now he needs to keep this up. The laser is guaranteed now. You can see him, but he's slowly doing backdash away into that wall. Are we going to see the tatami wall? No, we will not. Vermillion again has AK up against there. Here we go.
AK was looking for that, loaded it up and well sniped out. Are we going to see a combo video? Goes for the Tiger. Oh my god, he rolled out of the way, and Vermillion goes for the Rage Art.
Tried to go for the backdash combo, but unfortunately it wasn't in his favor. Vermillion will put a considerable amount of damage onto AK. One more mix-up, spends that rage drive. Vermillion saw that, but the forward 2 so close from AK, but he comes back, ruining and breaking Vermillion's momentum.
Back and forth they go. That final exchange is very unfortunate for Vermillion. Now AK seems like he's running with the second win. Nice flash punch once again. The Fearless Warrior mix-ups are coming in. Gets the grab. Tatami wall, luckily not behind Vermillion directly, and he's fighting his way outside of that wall break.
He got hit by all 3 parts of the laser scraper. Electric's coming in again. Better pay your bills, girl. AK spends that rage art, but Vermillion is too patient for his own good. My goodness.
Just when you think Vermillion is going to do a pitbull style and just go for broke, he just pulls the brakes there. And right now, dominating the first round, he knows when to switch it on and off.
Exactly, Poch. Oh, the FF4 gonna connect. Are we gonna see the other side of the screen? Ladies and gentlemen, no, just a bit short. Vermillion gets up immediately, hoping to break that momentum with single jabs, keeping him in check. Again, Kazuki has a new move and it's running 1, and hoping AK could utilize that to his advantage.
Oh, excellent throw escape from Vermillion. Electric just to make sure that AK watches his movement. Nice diamond flash once again. Vermillion's back is against the Tommy wall. AK will capitalize.
Alright, here we go to the breakable balcony we can see, and there it is. Goes for the max damage combo instead. Vermillion does have rage. AK has to be super careful, and there it is. He spends it immediately going downstairs as well. He still has it, ladies and gentlemen. 5 seconds left. Vermillion playing the time scam right now. That is an auto block. Do something!
Oh my god, Vermillion! Like a thief in the night, just flying away with that victory.
Let me explain what happened. Let me explain what happened, ladies and gentlemen. The reason why he went for the fly option was because it was meant to spend 4 seconds of not being touched. The thing is, if you try to like jump and punch him or like go for a delayed hop kick, you can't because Fly has auto block on. And it's just completely impossible to catch Vermillion in that regard. So smart decision making from Vermillion right there. Now the big question here is it's already 4-0 Poch. AK is 2 games away from losing it all. What is he gonna do?
My god, he's gotta bring out the big guns. He can't mess around anymore. Vermillion came to play. He went with his main character, and now it's gonna be a big hill to climb because Vermillion put some mileage between him and AK with 4 straight. Who can say that they got 4 straight matches against AK? But we haven't seen his Shaheen yet. That's
absolutely. And if fans are watching right now, they're saying the same thing. Pull out the Shaheen. please bring out the Shaheen. Let him know what you're made of. You do not want to go out with 0 points in the bag.
Very true.
There it is.
Yep, going with geometric plane. That's what the stage gods blessed us. Now, I can honestly say this is AK's final form, and Vermillion knows that. He is still not letting go of the momentum. He knows what's in front of him, but a little confidence is on his side because he's able to get 4 matches over AK.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, the classic AK costume, the blue costume.
The casual Friday costume.
All right. Let's see. Sidestep again. You're going to see AK sidestep a lot more this time because he's more confident with his character. But, you know, with confidence comes unexpected.
Low parry found its mark. Vermillion could not connect that electric ender. AK has to be wary of his low strikes because Vermillion seems to be very ready. Look at the movement, the confidence that Vermillion is displaying on screen. Nice hell sweep. Well sniped by Vermillion.
This is probably the second single hell sweep that we've seen from Vermillion. You know he's living in fear of AK being able to sidestep that because it's so linear. And the fact that he's scared of AK being able to sidestep this knows that the amount of skill that AK has to do it.
AK winning in the poke department. High volume of offense. Now Vermillion is in rage. Hop kick will be connecting, but couldn't connect the combo there. AK can run away with it. Ducks the electric. Vermillion still has rage. Oh, finds it with a rising 2. Straight to rage art.
Alright, this should be able to take this one out against AK again. While rising 2 into rage art. That's some cooldown special right there if I've ever seen one. Vermillion again. The mix-ups are coming in. AK gets the grab as well.
Yeah, he's got to worry about that. This is AK's final form, Vermillion. He brought out the main character of AK. Now AK, nice Altair hop kick. Finds the wall, couldn't capitalize on it, but he's almost done. 7 golden letters. Shaheen is ready. Shaheen is ready.
I mean, what I tell you guys, the movement that AK has, Vermillion did one single move and AK sidestep into the hop kick, and that's exactly the type of movement that you need to be able to fight Vermillion at a high level. Electric still gonna catch AK off guard and a carry to the wall. Big damage.
Huge damage and another hell sweep. For his troubles, one wall would do it. Doesn't even need the choke slam.
But he's gonna do it anyway. He's 1 round away from taking it 5 games. AK with a hop kick at the start of the round. Truly in Filipino, good sir.
The guts, the audacity, and the courage there. But look at that. Samsara lands in favor of Vermillion. Nice block on the low. The rising 2 special there from Vermillion.
And there it is, while standing 3-3. Good adjustment to the combo. Vermillion's going to be in big trouble. This should be an okay situation right there, but instead AK is going to go for a big boy damage combo. Sidestep after sidestep into block. Good block by Vermillion. A pixel of health left. And wow, the low parry. This is going to kill though, I think.
Have to hold her breath, but man, rage art finishes. It is! Wow, Vermillion making a huge statement. Up 5 matches against AK.
I am worried for the AK fans. I am worried for the AK fans. And I also am an AK fan myself, so I am worried for AK right now. He needs to make a statement against Vermillion. He does. This is important to him.
Very.
The stakes are high.
Stakes are very high. Okay. Let me look into my crystal ball because let's say AK goes Howard Estate, gets the win. Vermillion's gonna go to Forgotten Realm. And we know he's bodied a lot of people in Forgotten Realm. That is his home court. AK is in huge trouble. He needs to find a way. Just find something in his second IQ. Have like a brain blast moment for him to be able to solve the problem that's ahead of him that is named Vermillion.
Exactly, and I love that you pointed that out, Potch, because again, Vermillion isn't the only threat. Vermillion on Dojin isn't the only threat here. It's also the stage that comes with it if you beat him, if you do manage to beat him in a game. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the deciding factor is going to be what's it going to take for AK to actually finally get a game against Vermillion here.
Can I just say that Vermillion coming in as the underdog is proving everyone wrong. We saw the poll. They all said that it might be AK that's going to take this one. It was a close game, but so far 5-0 in favor of Vermillion. He is leveled up. He has transcended, and he is taking the fight to AK.
Absolutely, Poch. Now, here we are in the Howard Estate. AK fans are praying on their knees right now. Dojin versus Shaheen 5-0 in favor of Vermillion. Something you don't see every day.
Yeah. How many times do we see Dojin in Howard Estate? We've seen him way too many times, and AK needs to find a solution to this puzzle that's in front of him. A low parry is going to help him do that.
Oh, he doesn't continue the second hit of down back to 1, but down forward 1 will connect as a counter hit in the middle of a down 3 from AK. Laser gonna be connected. Oh, hop kick almost connects as well. Vermillion is half health, puts AK just outside of range, literally just a pixel of it. Hellspeed gonna connect. Vermillion gonna carry to the other wall. AK is in big trouble. AK is dead.
Wow. Oh my gosh. And Vermillion popping off just there. He realizes the big threat that's ahead of him. He can't let go of looking at the goal right now. Vermillion cannot be deterred. AK is still fighting back. Collects a huge damage with that Serpent. Followed it up. Scorpion Tail Ender.
Alright, here we go. Go for the slidey. AK might be on a roll this time. Oh, hop kick almost catches him. Vermillion goes for the forward 1+2, but doesn't continue it. He knows he's gonna get punished.
Wow, Flash Punch sidewall saves his life, didn't get splatted there, but well-sniped Altair from AK gets 1 round in the bag.
Alright, there it is again, guys. Movement is very important in Tekken 7, and you saw that just now. Sidestep into a launcher, and that's how AK rolls. Vermillion, though, he still hasn't flustered even just a little bit. You're the best in this country. I don't care.
Yeah, exactly. This is the chameleon gene I'm telling you about. He just knows which playstyle suits him best. But AK, you know, he hasn't won those accolades for nothing. He could try to come back from this, but a Demon Hoof will connect in favor of Vermillion. The Tommy wall gets broken. Nice electric ender there to keep following it up. But no, AK answers back with a Raid Strike.
Alright, here we go. Are we going to be seeing a second wall here? No, the last hit is not going to connect. And the, what do you call that, stand punch?
The silent, wait, sorry, that's silent entry. The Serpent or the silent flow, like, I'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out later on, but here we go. Vermillion gonna carry to that wall. Here we go, the AK special, ladies and gentlemen. 2 walls broken already.
Oh, correction there. All walls broken. Now there's a balcony that's left. Nice raise kick, steel pedal follow-up. Another one, back turn. Vermillion is standing in front of him. Nice block on the Altair. Vermillion still following up with a broken plate. 1 more hit would do it. He has to be very careful. He's got to shut AK down. That was so close for Vermillion. Now we're at the final round.
Although AK has the advantage in the first 2 rounds, Vermillion always seems to make it so hard for him to make it reach a final round. My goodness, Vermillion is looking so strong right now, and this is the strongest he's ever been.
Very true, but look at that half health. Vermillion trying to load up on something big. He finds it, and luckily the balcony is there. Breaks it with that Tong Belt. Follows it up, gets the screw, wants to find the Lotus walls there. Steel pedal gets blocked. AK's defense is being questioned, and Vermillion is still trying to find his opening.
Alright, now here we go. You can see Vermillion backdashing away again. AK is struggling to find an opening. Whenever he approaches, he's living in fear of that electric. The sidestep again. You know how linear that can be, but here we go. This might be AK's first game, and finally, ladies and gentlemen, to the fans of AK right there, he is on the board 5-1, but it is a high hill to climb.
Yes, it is a high hill to climb for AK because Vermillion's up by 5. So he's up by 4, technically. 5-1. But you know what? If anyone can do it, it can be AK. Is this the comeback of the century in the Tekken Online Challenge? We'll find out. And I believe the stance of Shaheen is Snake or Stealth stance, where he can go for the Stealth step or Snake step, wherever you. Yeah, that's what I've learned. Shoutouts to Frame Whisperer. Like I watched it. I'm like, yeah, that sounds like it. But AK again showing the options from that stance. And you know what? There's no secret to his strategy. He really wants to implore just those mix-up from crouch and just follow up with just excellent movement and just poke his opponent to death. And that's what Vermillion is ready for. Let's see if his confidence is shaken, because AK is already awake. That round, that match was too close for comfort. But let's see how he fares in now Vermillion's home court, because this is the first time we're going to be seeing Vermillion choose the stage.
And I'd like to remind you, Posh, that AK had to struggle to get that one game. He's gonna have to struggle even more to get 6 more games if he wants to win this, Posh.
Exactly. But you know, if anyone can do it, it's AK. And it just shows that Vermillion is taking this challenge. He's taking it so seriously. He's not giving AK any room to breathe. He doesn't want to relax until he gets the 7 wins. Again, first to 7, and here we are, Forgotten Realm.
All right, home court advantage for Vermillion, guys. To anyone who's been paying attention, this is Vermillion's go-to stage. He's destroyed so many people in this stage alone. Dojin and Forgotten Realm, name a better duo.
Vermillion and Dojin.
Oh, I mean, you're not wrong.
All three are just just peanut butter jelly and I don't know. I'm trying to think of three things that go together. But
peanut butter jelly and bread.
There you go. There it is. There it is. So let's see how AK will fare against. Oh wow! Going to the well once again with that hop kick, and Vermillion was in the midst of that, and AK scores first blood and that first floor break. Oh my
There it is, catches him on the cross up. Are we going to be shooting a second wall? No, we won't, but he will destroy any wall he can get just to stop Vermillion from that momentum. Good launch punish coming in from Vermillion, and will take that last floor for himself. You know what, kid? I'm going to stop you right here.
Yeah, you know what? AK, great job just destroying the floors there, just so it'll just nullify Vermillion's combo. And now we're at the basement. We're at the basement, kid.
Already in the first round. I love what AK is doing, by the way. He's baiting Vermillion into pressing the button after blocking a down forward 1. He sidesteps afterwards just to get that down forward 2 in a launcher, which is safe, I'm reminding you all. And now Vermillion on to that next wall. Big damage.
Did you see that sequence? They were just ducking in front of each other, and Vermillion was able to punish the Rising 2. Vermillion, though, pressing a button, and with a whirlwind kick with AK, finds himself at that side wall situation.
And you can see AK is not running out of steam, ladies and gentlemen, but running out of steam, you need electricity for that. Here we go. Vermillion puts AK in rage, Wraith kick again. Now, both players are at rage. Both have to be very, very careful. What is going to happen? Backdashing until backdashing. 10 seconds in. Hell sweep to finish it off. The bravery from Vermillion. Rage art to answer. Let him know what you think.
Exactly. Vermillion just using that rage art. Didn't have to go for it, but he wants to collect his thoughts. I've asked a lot of pro players, they go for that rage art just so they can just collect their thoughts, because they're going up against AK, and AK's all powered up. He's fed. He knows what he has to do, and he took away all the floor breaks from Vermillion. Now he's poking away the high volume of pokes, but Vermillion will not be deterred.
All right, to the other side of the wall we go. Goes for the OK combo. Demon Paw is fished for again. AK down forward 1, side step, block. There it is. Low parry to just finish that, pressure off, and Vermillion is in, deep waters right now, but he's the sea monster. He is the sea monster. AK is drowning. Chokeslam from hell. 1 round away from taking it 6-1.
Signal Ultra Vermillion is going Ultra Instinct right now with those low defenses. The low parries and the low blocks have been paying off for Vermillion. Now he's going to capitalize on that 1-1-2. AK's got to get up, and he's got to be very careful. Another low parry. Well scouted by Vermillion.
So offensive, Vermillion, with these low parries. AK try to get up with an instant while standing 3-3, but still, he looks a bit flustered right now. He would rather take a slide rather than a hot kick. So very good decision making from Vermillion. Again, he's living in fear of the hell sweep. And there it is, the Wraith kick. One more mix-up to do it. Can AK do a miracle run? Down 4, 20 seconds left. Down 4 again. He's looking for it. What's he gonna do?
He's trying to load the rage drive, but no, Vermillion just denies it, and it is now 6-1. Kid, Vermillion is on the run of a lifetime here against AK.
Once people, once you guys get to realize that it isn't only just AK and Dojin and Maru, they aren't the only monsters here. Guys, better prepare for Vermillion. You guys better be prepared.
I'm pretty sure they're well aware of the things that go bump in the night named Vermillion. He is a monster with Dojin. A lot of people know him, and now he's making a name for himself here in the Tekken Online Challenge. AK not looking too good right now. He's in big trouble. Vermillion at match point, like 3 more rounds away for him to cement himself in Tekken history, going up against AK. So, wow. Just when they were saying that Vermillion has the advantage in long sets, who knew that the advantage was this much?
I mean, even at the start of the 5 games, he just steamrolled AK in those first 5 games, and then until the 6th game, he made him struggle. What is gonna happen here, Poch?
Those were really intense matches. We can't say that it was really one-sided, even though the score, you really have to watch everything, because AK was going back and forth with the Akuma, with the Kazumi, but now AK just has to put it together. He has to be able to, run the whole 9 yards and just, just secure the rounds in the bag. He's got to shake out he's got to play like his life depended on it. Forget the scores, forget the thing that's on the line. He's just got to play for his life.
Absolutely. Now AK again gets hit. Vermillion with the confident health boost right now. AK pushed up against that wall, trying to go for the cross up, and again so confident with these health sweeps already, Pod.
Not to discount AK, this is his stage, so let's see if he'll be able to take advantage of the environment here. Tatami walls again, very far from Vermillion. Vermillion stalking his prey, but the orbital will connect in favor of AK, and now he's going to just push Vermillion to gain a lot of damage.
And now this is still the first round. I'm reminding everybody that this is still the first round. 17 seconds in, one more mix-up, down forward 1, caught AK ducking.
Wow, Vermillion once again was able to just pick up the pieces there. Blocked Altair, and Vermillion is ready for the flash punch combo.
Right, down 4 again. AK is looking for everything possible that he can poke Vermillion out with, and even though he's doing that, Vermillion is keeping his distance, but the orbital is gonna catch him off guard to the wall. Go, no screw yet.
There we find the wall break, finds another wall. Is he gonna be at the end of a combo video? Slides on him. Vermillion is seething red. AK trying to close this one out. Nice low. Oh my god, electric. And now sidewall will just continue the damage for AK.
Oh, that was a big mistake from Vermillion. He went for the crouch dash 3, but it got him behind, and he got him back turned against AK, which gave AK the advantage.
And now Vermillion trying to find his opening. Nice block on the orbital. They're going back and forth in stand-up. Vermillion now moving and juking and jiving away from the offense of AK. AK, though, realizing the wall is right there for the taking. He finds an eagle uppercut, though.
Gonna be seeing the wall as well. Ooh, put in a weird situation. Vermillion gotta go for the low get up kick, sidestep again. Movement is so good from AK. It's so on point today, regardless of the score. 1, jab checks, and the magic 4 as well. We're gonna be seeing another combo video, ladies and gentlemen.
No, wow. He wanted to go there, but didn't need to. Again, there's a tatami wall for AK to capitalize on Vermillion. Changing up his offense. Jab floater to open it up for Vermillion.
Right, 1-1-2, goes for the Hoki combo, 10 seconds in. AK gets caught once more by the electric tsunami kick punish. AK right now is not a good spot. Hell sweep again, nobody ever expected.
And look at that Ender, watch out, steel pedal gets blocked, nice block, but AK answers back with a rage drive. The wall is right there, but he's just going to take real estate advantage. He didn't find it. Wow, follows up with a silent Rigel, tries to go for the twist and uppercut, and now AK putting Vermillion in the red. He won't be able to block it. AK is up will have 2 rounds in the hole.
This game got us flustered already, Potch. We're nearly at a loss for words. We do play-by-play, but we almost jumble in our words. It's crazy. This game's crazy, guys.
Oh, wow. AK mounting a comeback of the century if he's able to put things together, but we got to take it one match at a time, kid. One match at a time. Now, Vermillion still needs one more match to go. We're probably going to see Forgotten Realm once again.
Absolutely, and this could be the defining game for Vermillion. Once he takes this, he makes a name for himself that I am a god slayer.
True. And you know what's interesting about God Slayers? They become gods themselves, right? He's cementing his legacy here in Tekken Online Challenge. He can actually put in his resume, his Tekken resume, that he's able to win in a 1-7 or against AK. But we might be getting ahead of ourselves. Did you not forget he's up against AK? He can mount the comeback of the century. And imagine if he does, what that will shake up Vermillion's confidence. He does have all the pieces here for him to just take it home, but he cannot falter. He needs to have faith in himself, and he needs to just take it home, because AK is the one for the job. If ever someone have a miracle run, it's this Wonder Kid.
And mind you, Poch, back in previous tournaments, in many different tournaments that AK and Vermillion have gone through, it's always AK that comes out on top. It's such a completely different story that we're seeing right now. Vermillion, again, goes for the Forgotten Realm. AK, woo, tough hill to climb.
Yeah, tough hill to climb. Vermillion is actually just dragging AK to deep waters here. Will he sink or will he swim? Again, pressure is so heavy on AK, but kid, diamonds are made under pressure.
And he might just feel, oh, there it is. He feels the pressure already, but he dropped the combo, which is not really that unfortunate. He does dish out a bit of damage. Coming from Vermillion. Here we go, the sidestep. AK is on a roll.
All part of the plan. Following it up, another slide serpent's finish. Wow. Monstrous 19-second offense from AK.
Absolutely. Now Vermillion, the game plan for AK right now is to get all the possible floors. Oh, Vermillion gets one though. What's he gonna do to the next one? AK dishes out a bit of, no, Vermillion dishes out a bit of damage. Look at this. Ooh.
As ridiculous damage. High volume start from Vermillion. Oh, Wraith Kick follow for the steel pedal. Charges it up, but the movement from AK. Wow, just interesting situation. Oh, broken plate to close it out. Vermillion not letting go of that momentum.
That was nuts. That second hit could have hit, but AK put in an unfortunate situation right now. He started things off with a hop kick. This boy, this kid, is so good. Electric, even though he was crouching, we take those.
Vermillion will take that, and he'll take this floor break to continue the offense. The damage finds the wall. Oh, health sweep no one was home there. AK following it up. Wraith Kick, steel pedal follow up. Tried to go for a Tongbao there. Didn't want to go for that rising 3-3. AK trying to fish for something. Broken play once again. One more round away is Vermillion to glory.
Potential final round for Vermillion. AK gonna have to switch things up if he doesn't want it to end here. You can see him backdashing, maintaining that spacing. He's playing a bit more safe, but AK is still the kid that he is. AK will be AK, maintaining that aggression. He wants Vermillion. He smells blood in the water, but Vermillion is not allowing it.
Very true. AK trying to light up Vermillion with these pokes. Wow, neutral orbital. No one home there. Oblique kick finds its target. Wraith Kick so far is being nullified. AK winning in the stand-up department, trying to swing for something big. Less than 30 seconds left. Altair lands for AK.
There it is. That should be it there. My goodness, AK taking it back. Can he go to can he get a third game in his bag, Fox?
Wraith Kick, another steel pedal follow-up. It looks like Vermillion is dominating the early seconds of this round. AK might have to go in plus ultra mode of his own for him to stay alive here. Trying to fish for something big. Vermillion just running away with it. Waiting for AK to overextend, but an electric finds its target. Vermillion, and the wall is right there. Completes the scraper ender. And now, about to be 30 seconds left on the clock.
All right, now AK does have Vermillion up against the wall. He does have access to rage. Vermillion put another pressure. 1-1-2 punish is going to finish things off, and Vermillion takes it against AK. 7-2. Making a statement to everybody here in the Philippines that AK is not the only god here. It is me. I am the Devil Jin.
Wow. Vermillion showing everyone who he is right now. Making a statement. Going plus ultra there. I mean, if you look back at the tapes, it was so close. Like, we had a lot of final rounds, but at the end of the day, it was 7-2. 7-2 in favor of Vermillion. You know, he had such an amazing showing in the tournament yesterday. He got third place, but man, this seems like the real big homecoming victory for him. So congratulations to the Visayan Super Saiyan, the Visayan Supernova that is Vermillion, but still AK. You know what? Props to him. He had a really good showing of his Akuma, his Kazumi, and his Shaheen. The Shaheen, again, being the final boss for this matchup, got a lot of work in there. It was Vermillion's night tonight.
That was a complete struggle of a game from AK, and Vermillion did just that. You know, big props to this guy for improving so immensely. And AK, you know, we know him as this prodigy, we know him as this god, but sometimes gods do fall. Such a good match, although it's 7-2. Every single round of all those games have been so close.
It was action-packed from pillar to post. And just to bring up the Twitter poll we saw, Vermillion just shutting down all the odds that were against him. Because it was pretty... the crowd was convinced that AK was going to take this. But, you know, I have a feeling that it was that devil gene in him that activated when he saw that. He wanted to prove everyone, hey, 1st to 7, it's my thing. Long sets, that's my department. And now AK, sorry, that would be for your expense, but... he was on fire. He was really on fire. He didn't even switch characters. He just went with a Devil Jin, plain and simple, changed up his timing, but you knew that he wanted to land those Wraith kicks. You knew that he wanted to keep him honest with those electrics. And, you know, just close out those rounds with those broken plates.
And even though this was a very long set, it matters how many hell sweeps Vermillion did this entire set, because you know he respects. That is the amount of respect that he gives to AK. He's not
for sure.
You know, it's not just, you know, spamming hell sweeps. You know he's not gonna block it. Blah blah blah. Right? No, that's respect right there. Vermillion was on fire today. He played out of his mind. AK also played out of his mind, but it just so happens that Vermillion came out on top. And man, big props to him.
Yeah, big props to Vermillion, big props to AK, especially how AK was able to bring out the plethora of characters under his belt. He had the Akuma, he had the Kazumi, and it was just a great showing. And we're just going to take a very short break, ladies and gentlemen, but right after that, we'll be talking to Vermillion and AK. Don't go away. Tekken Online Challenge. We'll be right back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Tekken 7 Online Challenge. Potch Spice and Kid now here with AK and Vermillion. What a set you guys just had. Let's try to break it down. Did anything surprise you guys with the matchup you guys just played? Let's start with AK.
Opo, marami. Kasi, syempre, yung huling pagkita po namin ni Kuya El, nung ano pa yun nung last tournament passing, sobrang tagal na talaga. So, nanibago ako sa gameplay niya, and yun, medyo weird na parang, talagang pinaghandaan nga ako ni Kuya El.
Alright, for everyone at home, yes, AK was surprised. The last meeting was a long time ago, and he just felt like the Vermillion style and his gameplay just changed completely. How about you, Vermillion? How did you feel about that, and did anything surprise you?
So yeah, I'm just grateful that he didn't use them more. So, yeah.
But ganun po, parang yung ano pa yung hindi mo pinaghandaan, yung pa yung nabugbog.
I don't know, man.
So AK is asking why Vermillion was so successful in winning against the characters he wasn't prepared for. So it seems like Vermillion went beside Super Saiyan. So if I may ask for the viewers at home, how did you guys prepare for this? Because 1st to 7s aren't that common. We usually see each other in tournament settings. How did you guys prepare for each other? Let's start with AK.
Ganun pa rin naman po yung usual na ginagawa kong practice dati. Yun, nanonood ng mga YouTube videos. Syempre, laging naglalaro para prepare din. Kaso, yun nga, ngayon online na. So, medyo weird yung setting kapag sa online. Kasi yun, ganun pa rin naman.
Gotcha. So, yep, AK just does his usual routine, goes for the YouTube videos, watch VODs, and also playing online, but so far still adjusting, but still like putting in the work. How about you, Vermillion?
Nothing too different from AK's answer, to be honest. Lots of video review, lots of playing online. It helps that the netcode's a lot better now. So I've been getting to play with lots of Koreans and Japanese. And a lot of the credit goes to my coach too. He's been a really huge part of like helping me prepare for not just this game, but for the previous tournaments and all that stuff too. So I'd give a lot of the credit to him too.
I heard that your coach is also a language coach because of the message you gave.
Yes, he is somewhat of a language coach every now and then.
I need the language coach. Kid, do you have any questions?
Dude, I do want to mention to the viewers that Vermillion's coach is Nature Lover, who also used to be AK's coach when he was still back in Playbook Esports. So again, Vermillion, how much pressure did you feel when you went underway, especially in first to 7? Did you feel any pressure at all, even?
The pressure is always the highest when I'm fighting the notable names like, AK and the rest of the top placing guys. So yeah, it's I can't describe how much pressure there is going into it, but just had to stick to the game plan, I guess, and I'm happy it worked out.
How about you, AK? Did you feel any pressure coming into this match?
Opo, syempre kasi si Kuya El, talagang kilala siya as magaling na player and nakaka-pressure yun laro na long set. So yun, yung gaya nga na sabi ko dun sa interview dati na si Kuya El when it comes to long sets talaga. Nakakatakot.
So AK mentioned that he is scared of Vermillion, especially in long sets, and he did feel that pressure, especially Vermillion being a notable player here in the Tekken scene in the Philippines. So, gentlemen, I just have to ask you guys, do you guys have any words for each other? Will we see a run back at this first to 7? Because I think everyone just loved seeing you guys just give us some good-ass Tekken. AK, any words for Vermillion?
Nice game po. Syempre, yun yung pinakauna. And thank you sa pagbigay ng magandang game. Nag-enjoy ako. Sobra. And ang dami ko rin natutunan doon sa laro namin ni Kuya El. And sana maulit. Syempre, gusto ko ulit maulit yun and makalaro ulit si Kuya El ng long sets.
All right, you guys. He just said that, yeah, it was nice and great games. He enjoyed it a lot and learned a lot. And of course, he wants to run it back and just show everyone what Philippine Tekken is all about. Vermillion, what about you? Any words for AK?
Just thank you for giving me the time and the chance to do this, of course. You're one of the players I look up to the most ever since. And until this day, I still really, really look up to you. So thank you so much for this set. And yeah, definitely, let's do a run back for sure.
Yo, the dust has settled, and these guys, just showing us how wholesome the Tekken community here is in the Philippines. Now, guys, now's the time to give your shout-outs, your thanks, and also tell everyone who's watching how they can support you, how they can follow you. So, AK, the floor is yours. Go for it.
Shoutouts po sa sponsors ko, syempre unang-una sa Playbook Esports, sa likod Laos Auto Group. Maraming salamat po sa kanila. Shoutouts din syempre kay Kuya Richard, kay Ate Chris, and kay Kuya Konkon. And sa manager namin, si Kuya David. And lalo na sa ka-teammate ko, si Kuya Andre. Shoutouts sa'yo. And shoutouts din kay Kuya El, and sa inyo pong dalawa. Thank you po sa pakisama sa amin dito. And nice game po kay Kuya El. Shoutouts din sa mga viewers natin dyan. Sana nag-enjoy kayo. And para makita nyo and masuportahan nyo, sundan nyo lang yung syempre una yung Playbook Esports page. And syempre yung page ko na rin. If hindi nyo mahanap, AK lang siya. Pero kapag hindi nyo pa rin mahanap, type nyo lang AK sa puso mo. Lalabas na yung page na yun. So, yan. Yun talaga yung name na yun.
That's a lot of names.
So, AK support.
Yeah, AK thanking everyone from Playbook Esports, the Laos Auto Group Playbook Esports. Kuya Richard, Kuya Konkon, Kuya Ate Chris, just everyone, especially also Dojin.
Dagdag ko na rin po, shoutouts din sa family ko sa walang sawang support, sa mom ko, sa father ko, sa dalawang kapatid, and dun sa lola ko, sa lahat, sa tita ko, sa tito ko, syempre. Thank you po.
You're making me work, AK. So, again, as you said, shoutouts to his sponsors, Playbook Esports, Laos Auto Group, Kuya Richard, Kuya Konkon, just all those guys. Shoutouts shoutouts to Vermillion for giving him that match. He also gave us a shoutout. And shoutouts to the viewers at home as well. If you want to support him, please go and like the Playbook Esports page as well as his page as well. If you don't know his page, it's AK AK in your heart. Like, just look for that. And shout out to the AK family, his mom, his dad, his uncle. I'm being worked to death. Please, Vermillion, take it away. AK, everyone loves you. You know that. AK, Merry Christmas. That's what he says. Vermillion, go. You're next.
Oh man. All right. Just the usual. First of all, my sponsor, Signal Ultra. They also have a Facebook page, Signal Ultra. My coach, who's helped me prepare for this and literally everything else. He's been a huge part of my growth, and I don't think I would be where I'm at in my Tekken skill, if that's the right word to call it, if it wasn't for him. My friends at home, my family, Kismet, my wife, Eiko, my baby daughter, Lolo Mayo, Tita Ping, Tito Tutit, Tita May, Tito Bibor, Renzo, Bea, Megan,
Thank God I'm not
Monkey,
translating that.
Mika. I'll leave it at that for now. And yeah, for socials, I have a Facebook page. It's DVJ space Vermillion. Just one L for the Vermillion. I post content every now and then over there, so you guys can check that out. I have a Twitter also at DJin_L. I'm not as active there, but I try every now and then too. But yeah, and as AK mentioned, you guys, Poch and Kid, holy crap, the things you guys did yesterday. What was that, like a 10, 11, 12 hour non-stop marathon? Good God, guys. So
yeah. Thank you. It was worth it to cast
Jesus,
the matches.
guys.
So thank you guys. It means a lot. Thank you so much. Guys, that has been AK and Vermillion. Go for it. Not done yet.
Siyempre sa gaming chair ko. Thank you po sa nagbigay. Bathala gaming chair. And syempre, sa isang magandang gaming headset. Alam niyo na yan. Astro Gaming Headset. Thank you sa Astro Gaming Headset.
Let's go.
Syempre, di ko makakalimutan yun. Thank you po sa pagbigay ng magandang event. Astro Gaming.
Astro Gaming just got shouted out by AK, even his gaming chair. But what's the name?
Bathala.
Bathala. Yeah. So AK, it's very gracious. Just very thankful to anything, guys. We're so thankful for that type of match. AK and Vermillion, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you guys so much for an amazing match. Kid, I gotta catch my breath there. That's a lot of
breathe in and breathe out,
chances.
But ladies and gentlemen, that has been PBE, AK, and Signal Ultra Vermillion. In any other news, this has been Kid and my partner, Poch Spice Poch. It has been great. It has been lovely. 12-hour casts have never been so fun. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Follow these socials that are on the screen right now. It's BNE Esports for Twitter and YouTube, and Tekken for Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook for all things related in the world of Tekken, you guys.
So, Poch, do you have anything other? Do you have anything other else to say to the viewers out there?
Thank you guys so much for making this one of the most epic weekends this year. You guys made it all worth it. You know what? 10-hour, 11-hour cast. I don't care, as long as we're able to rep the Philippine Tekken scene. And I hope you guys were entertained, and I hope you guys can support all the players that you just saw, because that was some good-ass Tekken, kid.
Absolutely, Poch. And you know what, guys, to the viewers out there who've been with us in that long cast, thank you so much for the support. Thank you so much to Bandai Namco Entertainment. Thank you so much to Astro 10O Media. You guys have been great. Majin Obama, Markman, Rip, Tasty, Steve, everybody, every single one of you in Twitch chat right now. Thank you so much to the support. It means a lot to us Filipino commentators and Filipino FGC alike. We cannot express this enough. Guys, once again, this has been Kid.
And this has been Poch, ladies and gentlemen. We're signing off for the Tekken Online Challenge for the Philippines. Thank you guys so much, and good night.
Bandai Namco